Hello, everyone.
Howdy.
Hi, Mono. But yes, greetings and salutations, everyone. I do not know why. Why do I keep going into this voice?
I don't know why you keep doing this.
There
I
have been
don't
at
know either.
least, I think it's been like 2 or 3 times where I just defaulted to sort of a Russian or Eastern European accent for some reason. I
I
do not
don't
know
know, because
why.
it tends to be kind of easy, I guess.
It is fun accent, I do not lie, but nonetheless. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday or a wonderful hump day in their week.
Isn't that your default? Isn't that kind of your default Dragonborn accent?
Kind of. Like, unfortunately, I cannot do a very good Arabic sort of accent, and I do not want to step on any toes on that. So the closest thing I could probably do would be more of a Eastern European, maybe Turkish sort of accent. That is the closest thing I can do fluidly.
So, I can't remember which episode of Critical Role Liam O'Brien recommended this, but it was during Campaign 1. There is a voice actor resource that has people from every region in the world telling the same exact story and then also giving an interview after they say the story.
Oh, that's cool.
So that way, you can actually, and it's supposed to be a free voice acting resource.
That would be very interesting
figure out different
to hear about.
accents.
Yeah. If anyone knows where to find that, that would actually be very. I would be very interested in that. Even though I'm not a professional voice actor, I don't intend on being a professional voice actor. Really, you know, like.
It would be actually very useful for people playing D&D that just want to do accents.
Possibly, yeah, of course.
Give
like,
it,
yeah,
give
like,
it, give.
that's also another thing to clarify that like. You don't. Another thing for DMs and players out there, you don't need to be a voice actor to be a good DM. Like that is another thing to keep in mind. That is just a thing of like if you want to do voices, that is not a bad idea. That is something that is something to think about.
Give
it to me.
Yeah, you just need to be good at improv.
Well, the thing about VA and VO, it's not like. Oh yes, you can do 1,000 voices, but if you can't act for shit,
yeah,
Leo-
like the fundamentals are a lot more important than like the finesse and the what's the word, the pizzazz or the eccentricities.
Voice acting, if I remember correctly, it's I think around 85% acting, and the rest is voice.
Yes.
Or it's like 90% acting.
Yeah, as long as you're able to improv and convey emotion and conveying a believable character well, you're good. Like that's all you need to get down, and just clarify wherever needs clarification. Like
Liam O'Brien keeps on getting cast. I've noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people get typecast, but I mean, like if you can do different voices, it'll tend to differentiate the type of roles you get.
That's true.
But like if that's what you're known for, that's what you're gonna be put into. Like, I mean, The Rock is fairly typecast at this point.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like
so
The
being
Rock,
typecast isn't
The Rock,
a
Kevin
bad
Hart.
thing.
Like, would you consider Jack Black to be typecast?
A little bit.
Actually.
I mean, a little bit, not so much. It's on and off.
So,
because
outside of comedy, he is not typecast.
Okay, all right.
But the thing is, being typecast isn't a bad thing because if someone wants that character and they come to you,
you're set. Like you have your own niche in the ecosystem that is the voice acting or the acting world.
Yeah, so it's it's like typecast. Like, yeah, it's like, okay, I'm getting kind of bored of playing like the same type of character over and over again. But it's also of the like Like, I mean, yeah, I play the same type of character over and over again, but it's not the worst thing. I know that, like, I can do that character well.
Yeah, the main concern on that end is like it would be on the actor's end on whether or not they're getting sick of doing that type of role all the time and just getting burned out on it. But otherwise, like it's not inherently a bad thing for that to happen. But yeah. Also, for those of you who are in the chat, random question: is the audio quality, or is the audio doing fine? Like, is it too loud? Is it too quiet? There was some tweaking and modifications with my headset and my mic recently, so I don't know if anything got fucked up during that.
Nature.
Yes.
On the map, do we want like the tiles that we know are New Dawn territory highlighted?
Oh, I can do that. I can do that pretty solidly, or at least I can mark them on the map. I can put them in like a temporary marker thing for right now, and then like maybe later I'll add like a bit more of a permanent looking thing.
Yeah,
Guys,
give
I
it
just muted
like
the
a.
This
Guys,
little
I
green
will
blip.
be right back.
When we started the journey. Hold up, where the fuck? There it is. Weren't we about here when we first encountered them?
Something like that.
Here.
I
I know that from like.
I think it was closer-ish to the mountain, to like to the base of
like
the hill.
from here to here, like we know for certain is New Dawn territory.
Yeah, either it's New Dawn territory, either it's mainstay New Dawn territory, or they had an outpost there, or whatever the fuck it was. Like they had some reach there, or kind of by the sounds of it, they hired someone else to do it, or converted someone else to do it. Something along those lines.
Like if at some point we can just get like something that'll like give us.
Yeah, I can definitely take care of that.
General area on New Dawn territory.
Once things are a little bit more ironed out and confirmed. For now, I'll at least put the little green dot on where the party is right now for like, yeah, this is New Dawn territory. But yeah.
So I'm assuming it's probably, so if it's here, then about like that. Kind of what I'm assuming it is.
Really?
At least within this general area.
Interesting.
Well, cause it's kind of general center, and then you need access to water. It's an in between to the road, and then it's not like it's a decent distance, but it's not far enough to be like really close to the town.
Yeah, I mean, if this is part of... Yeah, if at the very least, if where you are right now is part of New Dawn territory. From here, it's about, like, a little over a day to get to the road, and presumably this is, like, on one of the other sides of the territory. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't assume they have, like, a small space, but it's not, like... extremely massive either.
Yeah,
so I think
it's highly doubtful that it's a huge territory.
Yeah, so it seems not inaccurate.
And plus there's even a question of
from
like
Plus
there's even a question of like how much of it is defended and how much of it is like patrolled or like just kind of scouted.
Like how much of it, or does it expand up onto the mountain?
That's even another question, you know. They just have this entire fucking forest on lockdown. No.
I don't think they have that much manpower.
I know, yeah. I mean, they got animals to help, but, you know.
I mean, honestly, if it were like that, then it would be more extended out to like here.
True, yeah. Guess it kind of just depends on where, like, the center focal point kind of is. like where their quote capital is, or where their main, fort or main, settlement is.
Yeah, you can have people going out like here every so often, but
Right.
that's like that's not like
that would be more
territory.
that'd be more infrequently scouted. Like that's where you're sending scouts out to look at that area briefly, rather than like patrols.
Yeah, it's not like actual territory. It's like the area around the territory.
Yeah, fun times all around.
Fun times indeed.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
There's a Kevin. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, because last week was Kevin's birth.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Happy birth.
Thank you.
The planes.
Yeah.
Play.
That means Lavender gets a free birthday nat 20.
Excellent. I know exactly what she's going to use it for.
boy.
Against my better judgment. Because I want to use it for something, but I know what she wants to use it for.
Cinnamon rolls.
Meh. Bro. Also, high planes.
Play.
Oh, sorry, I had to go to a voice test real quick.
You're good.
Hello.
Speaking of, actually, I'm surprised Renegade Gamer no one else has popped in the chat yet. I don't know if someone could pop into Twitch real quick to check on the audio.
Yeah, it sounded okay.
Sound okay? Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure, because like I said, I was kind of tweaking my my headset and my mic a bit due to some stuff and things. I wasn't sure if things got fucked up during that. So
You might want to turn me down a little bit, but other than that, it's fine.
okay, yeah, I could turn you down by I could take you down to like 80. That's good.
Yeah.
And then you a little bit.
Sorry.
Perfect. All right. Speaking of segues, dice.
Die.
Shit.
That's good.
Hmm.
Hey.
I'm back.
Welcome back. We are live.
We went a place.
Indeed.
place.
Did we know?
Yeah. Mana was
Yep,
discussing
there's
about.
the recap. We
Yeah.
win a place.
Sure. Yeah, Mana was discussing about like not battle strategy, but just like trying to assess just kind of theorizing how big the New Dawn territory is. Looking at the very we just got to the edge of their territory on the map.
Because when we got to about here, they did have like a kind of like hard cutoff where they stopped like going with us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the audience cannot see what we're pointing at because we're still on the intermission screen rather than looking at the map. But
I mean, I'm just saying that based on what the party knows,
yeah.
it'd be helpful to have that on the map.
Because fortunately, I can't remember exactly where the first contact was.
Because
there was the bandit attack, and then there was the G-Unit attack.
Because I think the bandit attack was about like here, and then the
that was like about like a
was
day
about,
out of
like,
town.
Here.
Yeah, the bandit attack was about a day out of town, and then the G-Unit attack. The G-Unit attack was about there, about a day or two.
So the G-Unit attack was about here, and then it wasn't until about like here that we actually started like getting visits.
Yeah.
And then from there we went about to there, and then about here they cut us off.
Hi, B. Hi, Keen.
Hello, peoples.
That's where they. So like from here to here, we know. Here to here, about like there. Is like an area we kind of have a good inclination on them being there.
God, now my brain's kind of going into like Civ 5 or Civ 6 mode, thinking where's the settlement, where's the territory, like how many hexes.
Oh no.
Kind of like
They're kind of spread out. Like,
this.
uh-oh. So let me double check, because I swear I thought I had something written down. I had to double check again.
Oh, we can't look at VODs to make to check the validity of that info.
Yeah, because
They don't exist.
That was too early on. Yeah.
That was a year ago.
Oh yeah, that was about a year
so
ago.
you are wishing to consult the Notemaster on regards to information, sir? What information am I fact checking? Because I have dates for every session.
Yeah, so I just so what I want is at some point for us to have like kind of like essentially a highlighted area of what we know is New Dawn territory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what are you wanting to be the border for that, the line for that?
As of right now, I'm just like, all right, this is where I'm pretty sure I know we've like encountered them. So it's a generally good assumption that they have like people in this area.
Yeah. Unless maybe it's like multiple kind of focal points or like there's the main location and then there's multiple like outposts that are kind of centers rather than being one sprawling blob.
I mean, just for like now is like, all right, we know like even if they're not like encampments, we know that they're in this area.
Like, oh, they've been here, you know.
Yeah, not so much of like getting like an exact, but more of like just a general.
Also, oh boy, okay, we have to pick dice colors for the anniversary episode.
Oh,
White.
no.
White.
Oh.
I haven't picked in a long time. It's white.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the sugar
you
dice. Bring them back.
Oh yeah, you haven't
Sugar
picked in a
dice.
long time. I'll allow it.
What?
Sure, we'll pick sugar dice.
You know what? Red with black. Go with the classic.
Ooh.
How about a dice that didn't try and kill us?
I grabbed
exist.
the unlucky fated dice. The black and red and the blue and purple. I think it was that.
Yes, the
Ryle,
purple ones
no.
were the one that tried to kill us.
Never mind then. Don't choose those.
Too late. The red and black have already been chosen.
Ryle,
The
no.
purple ones are the ones that tried to kill us. The purple ones are the ones
It was
that
both.
downed me.
It was both the blue and purple, I think, and the
Both
black
of
and red
them.
that were in play during that
It
session.
was blue and purple and metal that tried to kill me specifically, and I will not forget this day.
That is understandable.
I know what you've done.
Black and
We
red
gotta-
shall be tolerated, however.
We get into another G-Unit fight, just like, you prepared?
There's even more G-Units! No. Yeah, you just walk into New Dawn territory, there's like 30 of them now, and all of them have like clubs. Like baseball bats.
Just like, alright, time for bombs.
Fuck all y'all, we're getting the dynamite.
Rin, no, I will not carpet bomb the school.
Jesus.
I find it funny that I'm looking at through the character sheets and the Lavender's not there yet. It's only the 5 first.
Oh, is Lavender's not
Not part of the not part of the pool of PCs.
Hold up.
I should be.
Whoopsie.
I can't give you Hellfire Rin,
Ah.
but I will show
I see.
you what it's
only
like
in
to have
Kevin's
seen
journal.
hell.
That's all players, but only Kevin can edit and control it. There we go.
There you go.
Perfect.
There we go. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, so we got B, Keen, Kevin. Plains is muted. B is also muted. Ryle is here. Okay.
What do you want from me?
I'm sorry. I'm taking a head count
I'm
Want
here.
Avocados.
for $10 bucks.
For $10.
Oh my god, B has also been has been converted. I approve.
It's the principle.
Do you want avocados or not?
Yep. No, you have to say it in the angry voice. Do you want avocados or not?
Do you want avocados or not? Fuck.
There you go.
You
got it.
I've been torturing Gam with that.
Yes.
I'm
So
actually
have
getting
I.
sick and tired of this.
Oh,
because
so
you
have
guys are
I.
torturing her.
It's been
Yeah, because she'll forget and I'll be in call and they'll do it and she'll be like, you fucking
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Why
It's
I'm
been...
trying to submit this harassment report, except unfortunately, every single mod is in on it.
I'm not a
internal scheme.
mod.
I'm not a mod.
You cannot prosecute me.
Oh my god. Anyway, all right. So it is 5:05, I suppose.
There is corruption within the mod team.
There's always been corruption in the mod team.
I
It wouldn't be a
mean,
mod team if they
it
weren't corrupted.
depends on your definition of corruption. I mean, who's keeping track?
Help.
Not me.
Either way, now that the gang's all here, we're already about 5 minutes over.
L-O-K-M-O-N.
I suppose I should at least ask one of the party members what happened last time we left our heroes.
I can do it.
Go on ahead.
So, we got ready in the morning. Dasher went to talk to the Worm Watchers about cursed cutlery and things. Some hats were made. Some words were spoken. We left. We did some rolls to navigate, find stuff, and such and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
We came across a band of ill-riggers carrying some cultist prisoners.
Ah, yes.
Nox had an unsuccessful interrogation and just murdered the dude.
I
What are
mean,
you talking about? It was completely successful.
Let me
We
put
actually
it this
did get
way.
information.
I rolled a 30 perception check and then proceeded to burn him to death.
Yes.
It was fine.
Yeah,
Just
no,
a
that
Wednesday.
was perfectly... It could have gone better, but yeah, no, that was successful.
We encountered New Dawn territory.
Just look, he's horrified.
Like, we could have drawn out the torture.
We could have. But we encountered New Dawn territory, and now we're here.
oh yeah, fun times all around.
And we met the speaker.
We saw the speaker,
yeah.
the hot elf again,
You
and
We saw
the
the speaker, the only one that Nox has known that keeps telling everybody this is the speaker, because he's the one that tree strode in and scared his pants off of me. And also, Lavender, why do you know this man?
I know this man.
I mean, you don't.
I know, but he knows about you.
it's her dad.
That's the question of the day.
Dun, dun,
It's-
dun, dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
calling it. It's her dad.
Oh
You're not
no.
my dad. Fuck yeah, or something.
You're my dad. Boogie woogie woogie.
You are my dad. You're my dad.
No.
Boogie, woogie,
Boogie
woogie.
woogie woogie. Oh wait,
Tell you some-
Daddy, do I look?
You are my friends. Dad.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Alright, let me make sure.
Yeah, that happened.
Anything else?
There were many an insight check rolled against Lavender.
Uh-huh.
Communism wife with us to the druids.
Oh yeah, we did bring communism wife,
Oh my
and we
God.
kind of forgot she was there.
No, I didn't. I actually
Didn't.
was
Oh, yeah, Maz
hoping
just
that there
been
would be some
quiet.
sort of interaction. The whole entire reason we brought her was so that we could actually have a communion between the two druid tribes.
Ah.
And basically force her into a position of ambassadorship.
Hmm.
That way she literally is communism wife.
So we're forcing her to be useful.
We are forcing her to be communism wife ambassador.
I
Oh my god.
don't know
It
how
will be the
well it's going to
communism
go
life
about
between
forcing someone to be an
all
ambassador.
three
a
Our
strong word.
She is
I
our
don't even
wife.
think I've talked
To be
to
fair,
this
to be
lady.
fair, she kind of already is an ambassador between you guys.
Excuse
and
me,
the
nature?
tribe.
Nature?
Mm-hmm.
Whose wife is she?
Our wife.
Yeah, your
That's right.
guys's.
That's right.
Our.
Not yours.
Our
She's
wife.
ours. She belongs
Our
to
wife,
us.
nature.
What did
Our wife.
What did I say?
Karl Marx intensifies.
I wasn't paying attention. What the fuck?
You
I
said your.
did I? Yeah. Wait. Your
Y'all's.
guys's?
The correct
Our.
term would be y'all's.
I said your guys' wife. Yeah.
No, she's our wife.
Yeah, your guys. You guys is in the plural.
No.
Just the guy
Our-
sounds-
Your wife
yeah,
too.
Our
I
wife.
get it. I see
Our
how it
wife.
is.
She's your wife too.
Mazga's. I don't think Mazga's my wife. I'm sorry.
No, this
Nah,
doesn't mean
well.
that. This doesn't mean we the players are forcing. This is our wife.
Our.
Spending birthday.
I don't
party
know how I
on
feel about me acting as Mazga
Oh, sorry,
being
Keen-
also
wait.
the being
Nature,
also
shut up,
my
shut up,
wife.
shut up. Nature, shut up. Keen just said they're spending their D20. What are you spending it on? What are you spending it on?
Well, okay, we haven't. Well, it hasn't been
That's
given yet.
interesting.
Technically, we haven't actually explained it during the session yet on what the fuck they
No,
are
he
and what
said
they do.
birthday 20.
Oh, birthday
Not
20.
hit point.
I don't even have.
I was about to say, like, I was like, wait, where the fuck are you getting a birthday 20 from? I know Kevin has one,
He's
but
stealing Coven's.
Oh,
No.
no.
Illegal.
bro.
Lavender will not allow it.
Birthday 20.
Oh no! Communism
Any-
birthday 20!
Anyways, is there anything else the party recalls they feel is important to note?
We didn't die.
That is fair. Fair. That's a
Our
fair
Our
statement.
anniversary. Happy anniversary, everyone.
Yeah,
Dasher
we'll get into
breathed
the anniversary
radiant fire
present.
on the. This is the tiniest bit meta. Dasher breathed fire on the mask, on his mask, radiant fire, and was asked high or low.
Mm-hmm.
When he figured he has to be the one to destroy it.
I could also just be fucking with you.
Yep.
Wouldn't be the
I
first
mean, you
time.
brought that up, but also at the same time,
As a fellow DM, I would I'll purely ask someone high or low sometimes.
Uh-huh. It's just fun to do that.
Yep.
this would be
I
the
mean,
first time
again,
you've
I
actually
can
done
neither
that.
confirm
in
nor
that way.
deny. But
No,
That's
I'm
right.
pretty sure he's done it at other times.
I mean, yes, I
believe
yes,
the
I have done
term
high or
you're
low
looking
before, though I
for.
cannot confirm nor deny about the theory that Dasher has on the mask.
I believe the term you're looking for is allegedly.
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 Thank you.
Allegedly.
All right. So unless there's
You ate
anything
all the
else.
Twinkies in the world. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Man, I wish. Actually, I don't wish. So, unless there is anything else to cover, I suppose... actually, one more bonus question. What day is it?
The 28th.
It is.
Shit.
It actually depends. Are we past
Wednesday.
midnight yet?
No.
No,
Then it is the 28th.
I thought you guys did get past... Well, okay, no, yeah, it is the evening.
Evening.
Yeah, it's the evening.
It's the evening, which is why I was asking, are we past the 29th yet? Are we past midnight yet?
Not
Not.
yet, no.
So it
I've
is
been
just the evening
keeping
of the 28th.
meticulous track of the date.
Man, Mono don't even got the observant feat, and he's fucking... he's on it. But yeah. Alright.
Hey, Mono, what time is it?
So it's October, so we're in the evening. So I want to say about 9, maybe 10 o'clock.
It's time to get ill.
Probably earlier than that. I'd probably say it's about like it's not like sunset. Well, it's like it's not proper sunset yet. I'd probably say it's around like
Oh, about 8 o'clock.
yeah,
So you don't have
7:30,
Keen's mind.
7:30, 8 o'clock. Those Keens are bruh.
I have eyes.
Anyways,
It's called Keen's mind now.
anyways,
Keen's mind.
so
Just a bonus if you keep track of the date well enough for long enough, you get that feat.
you wish.
I don't really
You
care.
steal Keen's mind.
Oh,
Ha, your brain is mine.
Anyways.
It do not fit.
Now I need to actually get back into the freaking game. There we go. So I was shit messing around with actually getting Roll20 to work in OBS because things were resetting apparently. But there we go. Okay. So, suppose then, without further ado, after which there'll be a very, well, I suppose, a somewhat important announcement. Suppose I only have one final question to ask the party on their anniversary. Is everyone ready to play Houses and Himbos?
Yeah!
I thought we were
This is
playing
the
Dungeons and Dragons.
one
What the
day
hell?
I'll say it!
What happened?
You're
Dungeons
welcome.
and
I'm not saying it again until
Dragons.
next year.
I plan on playing Dungeons and Dragons, but if you
God
guys
fucking damn! Okay, fine.
That being said, I am ready to renew our vows, since it is our anniversary.
What?
I vow to be faithful to this party until I burn you all to death. You're welcome.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
vow to not change.
In the slightest.
That tracks.
I vow to complain about the corruption of this mod team.
Cool.
What
It wouldn't be a
corruption?
mod
Good-
team if
good
they
luck
weren't
with that.
corrupt.
I'm not corrupt. I don't know where this came from.
What corruption?
I've been behaving myself.
You haven't been
There is no corruption in bossing, say.
Exactly.
Okay. So,
There is no corruption in the mod team.
So, before we dive... Oh?
Nature, I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended
Oh my
warranty.
god. No, that's my thing.
Moving on. Bitch, I don't have a car. Anyway,
I've been trying to
Before-
reach you about Gab's extended warranty.
Oh my god.
you?
The car.
Anyway.
Play the game.
Anyways. So,
I will not be silenced.
shut the fuck up. Anyway. Before we can dive into this latest session, it is an important thing to note, as has been stated before in this stream, that this week will be the first session after the anniversary of this campaign of Legends of Nodera Striking Cold Iron. Technically the first session, not necessarily the first VOD, I don't believe, but nonetheless. And as a consequence of that, I have both good news and potentially upsetting news. The potentially upsetting
on me.
The potentially upsetting news is that I will not be giving any divine inspiration during this session. However, in replacement of that for this session, I will be giving something else. More explicitly, each of the party members will be given one individual fate point, which is a mechanic that I've not really used in any of the other games just yet. Normally, these are things that would be given by slaying fated creatures or accomplishing fated, powerful feats in of their own rights. Not to say that the actions of the party have not been valorous on their own right. However, the point still stands. Now, as for what this fate point can do, unfortunately I do not have a description I can put up onto the screen. However, I can read off what you are capable of doing. Fate points allow for the possibility of three things: cheating death, weaving fate, or inciting a revelation. Should one use desire to spend their fate point in order to cheat death, and I have, excuse me, sorry. Should a player in that instance be on death's door or experience something that would otherwise kill them, they may decide to spend that fate point to roll all of your character's hit die and regain that amount of health. Almost a divine second wind to pull yourself back into the fight, rather than simply a natural 20, bringing yourself back at 1 hit point. Weaving Fate, however, similar to spending 3 charges of inspiration, you may turn any instance of dice rolling, whether it be attack roll, saving throw, etc. This also can also include death saves and other things not affected by skill, into either a natural 1 or a natural 20. From there, you may briefly take hold of the narrative to explain how victory is grasped from the jaws of defeat, or vice versa. Finally, and the most intriguing of the 3, at least the most interested, the one that the party has been the most interested in, is inciting revelation. In that the player may ask a singular question, and one question only, about Nordareth. Whether that be something that is forbidden or even forgotten knowledge. That question will be answered, albeit unlikely to be right in that moment. However, I cannot promise that anything connected to that question shall be answered. For example, should someone ask about the consequences of a certain event, and there are certain characters or certain aspects mentioned, I cannot guarantee that everything surrounding that event shall be explained. It is merely a window into the past. And whatever you see may only lead to more questions.
Nature, as an example, hypothetically speaking, what if I were to ask for guidance to the strand of self when I dream, essentially asking for directions to Dasher's strand of self?
That is something you could do, asking where Dasher's self is in the sense of Regimentus. That is something you could ask. You would not learn any other details outside of what that strand would be, unlikely, or many of the circumstances of the area around it, but the question shall be answered. Now, after all of this has been explained, does everyone understand?
Indeed. One thing. Are you going to explain the bottom part of the addendum?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you going to explain the addendum to using a fate point?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a consequence, albeit a somewhat minor one, of all of this, in that upon the spending of this fate point, there is typically a mark or a sign upon the body that your fingers have graced the powers of the divine, the powers above, in that your essence, yourself, has been tampered with in a way, and that you have been touched by that power. And those who are aware of such things may react as such. The mark is often personal, based on the individual and the circumstances, what the fate point is expended on to cause such a twisting in the weaves of fate. Nonetheless, any final questions?
So for the fate points, it's in private or public archives?
Actually, Are they in public archives? I can put those in the public
Heaven
archives.
just posted it.
Oh, you just posted? Okay.
I just posted heroically.
None that I'm allowed to answer on stream. I've already asked on screen. I've already asked it in chat.
I'm asking this because this could be a good thing to have in chat.
That's fair. That's a fair thing to ask. Now, I suppose I should ask this up front, because I feel as if a few people already have ideas, and like I said, it will for those inciting revelation, it will likely take time before that question shall be answered. But I promise, with certainty, that it will. Are there any who wish to spend their fate point right now?
Yeah.
Mono? Okay. Alright, what do you... I presume you are wishing to incite revelation.
Indeed.
Okay. So.
I wish to learn a legendary sword technique so that I may copy it. If possible.
Interesting. So your question is... basically... what is a legendary sword, a legendary martial technique?
Yes.
Okay.
Of the bladed variety.
I presume. Understandable.
I do not wish to use my fate point now, but possibly later in the session.
That is fine. Any others?
I will not use mine at this time.
Neither will I.
Nature, I don't consent to my essence being touched.
Well, you should have said that before you.
Well, too
So no, I'm not
fucking
gonna
bad.
use my fate point.
Sorry.
You should have thought of that before you became a cleric of Saint Hypnotia.
That's a fair point.
But I don't want my essence to be touched.
I think it's already happened.
It's already happened several times now.
That still doesn't. That still
doesn't
means.
make it better.
We've been violated. Our souls have been
In fact,
violated.
I'm pretty sure if you want to play that game, you've already attached Dasher's essence plenty of times.
That is a fair point.
Nature, I didn't consent to touching Dasher's essence.
That's bullshit, you know.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Anyways,
His
joking.
mind, maybe, but not his essence.
Oh my fucking god. Joking aside, going once, going twice. Alright, those who have not spent their fate points.
Sold for $10.
Hilarious, no. Those who still have their mote of fate.
Sure, your two avocados.
Shut the fuck up. Try to make this a fucking serious moment, and y'all are rude. try to
That's
make
what
this a
players
whole...
do.
Should have expected
have
this.
Did you
expected
expect
this.
anything different out of us, Nature?
You have your fate points at your disposal, and you may use them at any time.
I don't.
So, and so, without further ado, as I change the music once more.
We have a map with for this encounter with the speaker, or
Not yet,
okay.
unfortunately. Hang on, I'm trying to find the song in question.
We're all gonna die today.
I cannot. It is unlikely.
I think I'm just have to. I think nature with any of the collections of the fate points. I will say this. Once I have all three, prepare for a long conversation.
Well, is it like once you have all 3 fate points, or
Yeah, I plan to use them.
you're saving up until you get 3 and then you're spending all of them?
You'll see. You'll see why.
Wait, who's
That's why I say long-term
what's that
conversation.
dragon? What's that dragon's name?
Shenron.
Yeah, once you get all 3 fate points, you summon
He's
Shenron.
hoping to permanently change the aspect of the game by spending 3 at once.
You spend 3, you explode.
We'll have to see. Should otherwise. That
Have
also,
any of you seen Scanners?
I will specify that in getting 3 fate points would be a very, very, very long time. Or if anything, it'd be very unlikely. Alright. So, nonetheless, until then, time and the story of our heroes continues. We return to the group as they had just made contact with a few of the officers, leaders, the heads of the Circle of New Dawn, a neutral currently, though admittedly somewhat aggravated group of isolationist druids that the party has had a few instances with in the past. And as several of these members, a few familiar to the majority of the group, one being a warforged of some variety, made almost entirely of wood, as well as an elven woman, who is particularly more well-versed in diplomacy than many of her brethren. And finally, we of course have the head, the main leader of this group in the Speaker, whose true name, if there is any, has yet to remain to be seen. However, there is a interesting note as this whole group comes forward to the party. Several other wild animals and predators in tow of the woods. There is a look of recognition on the Speaker's face, where we last left off, as his eyes have made contact with Lavender's. Before there is a solemn nod, sort of acknowledging all of your presence. So.
Yeah. It looks like everyone seems to have caught onto it too.
That is true. Yeah, with everyone's insight checks, everyone kind of takes note of this small interaction of like the Speaker making contact, like making eye contact with Lavender, but kind of before kind of giving like a nod of like almost like a nod of recognition. As Lavender presumably looks confused.
Yeah. Yes.
Greetings. I do not think most of us have met. No.
No, we haven't. It's nice to meet you. I am Lavender.
I'm the Speaker for my people. As Serafina kind of perks up looking at this interaction, just greetings everyone. I presume you're here on some form of message, or you wish to parley?
I was just still pouring a plort.
We came to deliver this person to... We came to escort them. They have much to discuss with your circle.
And where is this? Before Plorp just kind of like pops up from the underbrush, just yeah, hello. Just like their faces is kind of covered in like leaves and dirt. Oh, hello. Seraphina looks down, like kind of tilts her head, like, huh. Looking down at this, like, I heard there was a tree that was sick. As Seraphina looks, like, kind of cocks an eyebrow confused before looking over at the speaker. As the speaker kind of, like, originally the intention was more on, Lavender, and also kind of briefly glancing over at, Nox. Just kind of giving, like, a look and a nod. The speaker then turns to look over at Plorp. Eyes not necessarily widened, but more focused and attentive now. How did you come aware of this? Where did you hear this? As Plorp just saying it. A friend told me! He just, like, there's just a bit of a deep breath of just... You speak true. And you have not come, blades drawn. He's kind of looking over at Cal.
Right.
Sethena. Reborn. Escorts. Plorp, was it? As Plorp just saying, uh-huh. Escort them to our main camp. And if the others should wish to follow, we have food and rest for the night. Should you wish.
Entire group.
We also, if I may,
Yes.
brought along with us a ally from a orc tribe that has been with us seeking refuge.
You realize now, you're kind of looking around like, where did she go? Mazga's kind of like half behind where Nox and Farron are currently. Like, not actively hiding, but still kind of like going to the back of the party, like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just here. like trying to not draw attention to herself before the mention of her name before she got perks up. Oh, yes, hello. As the speaker kind of gestures with a gnarled wooden finger on the one hand to kind of beckon her forward, as she just kind of looks at the party like, she doesn't speak it, but almost kind of mouths the words like, should I?
Dasher
Let's
nods.
get one.
No.
What's the worst that could happen?
I'll nod, and I'll take a step forward as if to invite her to walk with us.
Yeah. Mazga kind of like gives a bit of a soft smile over to you, Lavender, with that recognition before kind of moving forward. And the speaker slowly, but you know, not harshly, but still very like domineering isn't the right word, but still very like a very authoritative kind of presence. He slowly reaches the hand up to kind of like grasp the side of her cheek with the wooden
Like
hand.
grizzled military dad.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of like as he looks down at her, kind of inspecting. She just looks up like confused, like the eyes looking around like back to Lavender, like before. He is gonna insight check. The speaker looks down at Mazga before the eyes kind of turn. The eyes turn before the head does over towards Lavender next to her before back down. You have potential. You are free to walk amongst us and speak to our druids. However, the speaker then turns back over to Lavender once again. Your name?
Yeah, Lavender. And then Lavender will just like mutter something in mutter her real name in Druidic.
Nature, can I make an insight check on that?
Sure, absolutely. Oops,
Just
sorry.
out of curiosity.
Did you say you muttered your name in Druidic?
Yeah, my real name.
Yeah, I will say Druidic isn't really an easy language to kind of say that.
Yeah, is it?
I'm not near you.
Because it's almost like whispering or like kind of saying Morse code on the wind.
I'm also gonna use it.
Wow, that's a
What did you
Jesus.
click
I
it?
mean, you're
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Nope. We see it. I saw the first one. The first one's a 25.
fine.
rolled a
Sorry.
25.
You're good. I'll still take the first one. Are you inciting the speaker or Lavender?
Lavender.
I'm inciting this whole conversation.
Okay, I'll roll either way. I'll roll deception for the speaker. Lavender, if you want to do the same.
I don't think she doesn't really have much of a deceptive bone. But this is that's kind of like she'll notice you guys and be just kind of like sweats.
Dasher, are you inciting Lavender or the speaker?
Lavender.
Okay. All right, Mon. Gal. It's hard to get a really good read on the speaker, partially because of the beard and like all the hair kind of covering the face, but also he has a very kind of similar to Balkion, but not nearly as like stone, like hard lines, but still more of a kind of a softer complexion, but still a very kind of unmoving facial expression.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the vibe from the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Lavender, if you may walk with me. As he gestures with the wooden hand, kind of letting go of Mazga's cheek and kind of gesturing further into the woods.
I will give a smile to everyone. I never smile because, like, I think they probably knew what I actually said, and I'll follow.
He turns to the speaker. Turns to the rest of the party. We will reconvene before the meal. Before just nodding and starting to gesturing. Kind of half into this thick, clustered kind of underbrush. As his finger kind of draws a line down the length of the foliage, you almost watch as it kind of disentangles and widens almost into this doorway, or this archway, even an opening that kind of leads out into this forest trail of some kind that was invisible before. Or presumably was otherwise covered.
So, you said that there was like one more docile wolf and then one like more aggressive one.
Yeah, one's calmed down, the other's still a little on the fence. Like not actively about to bite you, but definitely like keeping an eye on you, like watch your step, buddy.
To the more docile one, I'm gonna since I have speak with animals up still, I'm gonna take out like a piece of meat between my fingers, like wave it as like, oh, you want some?
Like he's kind of sitting there wagging his tail, waiting, like looking up at it. Like kind of like jumping up to kind of snap at it.
Just drop it.
Immediately
Small
starts
pet.
like going into it. Animal handling with advantage. Yeah, it seems a little confused at first before it just kind of lets you just
behind the ear scritches.
approve. Just get like the general gist from the wolf. As Sarthena
guys
and
nod.
first Reborn kind of whistles out another tune, which Lavender, before you walk through the precipice, you kind of gesture as like basically double back or like return before Sarthena just kind of nods before doing some hand signs. And Sarthena turns to the group. I suppose we'll be taking the long way around then. Everyone else,
Hey,
if you wish to follow me, as Sarthena just starts walking.
Dasher follows.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll follow and step behind her as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Follow.
Plorp just
I'm
starts-
assuming your hawk friend got back safely, yes?
Oh yes. Yeah. No scratches, no wounds that I saw. I'm trying to remember where he would be now at this time of the day. He's somewhere amongst our other flocks.
Well, that's good to hear.
All right, everyone, watch your step. Don't want you to fall into any thorns now. Don't watch for any poisonous herbs. As she just kind of starts kind of marking out and kind of gesturing to this very thin, winding path that is otherwise like very hard to see. Though now that you know where to look, you can kind of see the somewhat trodden footprints kind of making their way kind of measly into this direction. As the rest of the party, I presume, continues forwards. However, as the speaker and Lavender, if you follow the speaker through the threshold,
Of course.
the foliage and materials fall beneath you. Or fall behind you, pardon. And any of the foliage and the plant life kind of becomes not indistinguishable from one another, but almost like you kind of very quickly lose your bearings on like the path you were originally walking on. Nox, are you trying to hide the fact that you're casting this on Lavender, or?
Yeah, subtle spell.
Okay. Never mind then.
Wait,
Alright.
didn't you already use both your dice today, or was that
I'm holding it. When did I use them?
didn't you use them
Oh,
last
I
session?
used one subtle spell with the other guys. Yeah, you're right. I can't. I used both subtle spells. Thank you for reminding me. So no, I'll do it in the open.
Okay. Alright. Alright, if you're doing this openly then.
I mean, they're druids. I imagine they know what guidance is.
Yeah, the speaker looks on at this, and doesn't really seem to bat an eye. The Warforged looks a little, like, as much as a Warforged could look a little confused or concerned before Sarthena just kind of puts a hand in, like on Reborn's shoulder, kind of nodding, like, it's fine.
Sarthena knows what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Cleric
Before.
to cleric. She knows what's up.
Mhm. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, the speaker continues. Lavender, the path opens out rather than being just kind of sporadic, albeit lush, different herbs and mosses and shrubbery and vines, kind of making this whole wild network of foliage. This seems a little more domesticated isn't the right word, but almost more kind of grown and gestured and kind of encouraged to grow a certain direction, as you see this sort of complex of different vegetables and fruit-bearing bushes and trees all kind of growing in these different patches, kind of going along. Almost as if, they were intentionally planted or grown all within the same spot and then, grown on top of each other. All kind of creating these different layers in the canopy, and along the forest floor, kind of moving along, almost akin to like a garden or a grotto of some kind. As the speaker continues forward. Lavender,
Yes.
how much do you remember?
I will tell him everything that I can remember before I cross the river.
That is unfortunate.
Would you happen to know
He... Oh, sorry.
what I'm missing?
He shakes his head softly before opening his eyes once again to look. I have spoken with one similar to yourself. I do not know you myself, though I do recognize what you are, or whom you are, in that way.
Who was it that you spoke to?
She does not speak in the same way you and I are, though she communicates with me. Sometimes through dreams, others in more personal ways. She has not given me her true name, and that I respect. However, hang on, as I check my notes real quick. She wished to be referred to as Diagaltus, and I will spell that.
Yeah. Yes, for my notes.
Which I will say, for you, because you do know Sylvan, I believe.
I do.
You immediately recognize that that's the Sylvan word for vengeance.
Oh wow.
She cannot move her lips, nor can she move much of her body, or what remains of her. Though there's a fire that burns inside her. Passion. Anger. Something that burned in me many years ago. But
Vengeance.
he nods. That fire has not burned out as much as it has been tamed. However, she has told me many things through her own ways. Visions, memories, patches of... he kind of gestures with his staff kind of further in a westerly kind of direction. it is you who understands the most. Even if you do not remember, I presume.
Hmm.
Do you...
I would.
Oh, no, go on.
No, go on. Go
Okay.
on.
Do you... How much do you lead your flock, as you may put it?
Hmm.
How much do you
I
guide them?
I do not lead them. I think we decide matters on equal footing.
I suppose. However, you may give guidance to them where others may be blind to it. And for that I will speak to you of this. I have received visions of a wild hunt.
Oh. It's where? When?
That I am not certain. Vengeance knew of it as much as she did not. It is unclear whether she seen it with her own eyes or what she has been told. Most that we know is that while this may be the new dawn my people will wish for us, whether the people of New Arcaster burn themselves to the ground or otherwise, this will treat us no differently from them. Even if we all wish for nature to be respected and for all to return back to it, this wild hunt sees no one but themselves as nothing but prey. And though I understand I must protect my own, and I hope and presume you wish to protect yours,
I very much do.
then I hope for an accord. There is no ill will between this colony nor I. Not yet, at least, and I hope that continues. But should this colony not be ready when the wild hunt comes, all shall be hunted. I do not know when, other than it will be in the cold of winter. Whether this one, or in the cycles after. But until then, until that winter and the wild hunt comes, we must prepare.
Yes. Well, I shall make preparations accordingly as well.
He nods. If my knowledge is correct, your group wishes to go beyond the river into Nathnit, the unknown forest.
Yes. Yes, they do.
I have been there once. However, I do not know much of it. I was lost in the borders between. For I was not of it, born of it, as you are.
Yeah, I did hear from the others that those who weren't born of it will get lost, not remember.
Indeed. And what visions that vengeance has given me, what she remembers of the other side, is vague, but important. When you reach the other side, when the wild hunt, before the wild hunt comes, we will need allies. And we cannot fight against this alone. And when you go across the other side, searching for friends will be vital. Allies, those willing to defend together against what was come.
I'll do that. I'll look for allies to help all of us.
That is good, but take heed as well. There are many who would wish to fool and deceive you while within those woods, especially in your state. Gesturing to you, kind of like towards like your face and your head. I do not know entirely what this means, but I have been told to beware and be cautious of the queens and the crones.
Like many of our phrases, we'll understand when the time comes.
Take heed of the queens and the crones, and look to those who came before their reign. That is what what I believe this message is meant to be. However, of course, I am even blinder than you are.
To be honest, I'm a little afraid of what I'll find over there when I cross the river again.
And that is...
But I will.
It is natural to be afraid. Fear is powerful, but it is also something to be wary of, to be cautious of letting it control. Fear can scatter a flock and cause them to bite at each other like wolves. It is important to be courageous in such times. Lead by example. Lead even though you are afraid.
I'll give a very firm nod. Hold the staff close to her heart.
One final thing before we return.
What is it?
Vengeance is unable to speak, though I hope she will be soon. That being said, I do not believe she is ready for many visitors, not in her state. She is still enraged by much. She is still in pain.
I see.
And I do believe that if any were to be the first to approach her other than myself, it would be, I hope, someone of kin, even if you do not know her. It will not be soon, however. If you would wish to aid in speaking to her, that would be greatly appreciated, and to calm the fire that burns brightly inside of her.
Yes, I will. I would love to speak from when the time comes.
I just hope that your smaller friend is patient.
Oh, so Florp was asked to take care of her.
That is what I believe. Those of the realm beyond somehow gained ear of the sickness and the affliction that she possesses.
That's rather curious indeed. I didn't think that Florp would know about such things.
The Fae are whimsical things and have ears in many places we do not recognize. Though I suppose this place being of such folk in many ways, I suppose I should not be surprised. We should return to them.
Of course, yes.
And as the conversation on Plorp ends between the speaker and Lavender, are we there yet? Plorp, was it? It won't be another... There's at least another half hour or so before we reach the actual main camp.
I don't think that's going to stop him from asking again.
Yeah, but like when you're walking in the woods for a while, you tend to lose track of time. Trust me, I have walked these trails for countless hours, and I'm quite aware of the distance between them. With all due respect, sir, madam, just Plurp is fine. All right, Plorp. Well, presumably some of you folks have questions, as Serthin is just kind of continuing along kind of casually, as Reborn, the Warforged, is continuing to kind of scout around the group, kind of keeping a perimeter, partially looking back at you guys, while also looking out at, just kind of out at the forest beyond, just kind of keeping an eye out, and occasionally whistling out calls that you actually hear replies to from with Birdsong, off and on, kind of back and forth.
I was just giving the look of, now you understand. Now you understand my pain.
Does your construct friend have pronouns?
They've only ever wished to be referred to as, the only title we've ever actually gotten out of them is, Reborn, or the one who was reborn, depending on how you, call it. We've generally, gone by referring to them as they, or them. I don't know if they have much of a preference, as, Reborn just kind of shrugs.
Alright, there it is. We'll get there when we get there. No need for them to rush. Maybe they need some soul searching. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, at the very least, they've certainly taken quite an impassioned liking to this place. One of our main security officers, after all, if you want to put it in that way. At least they're the ones in charge of the scouting patrols.
There's a cannibalistic tribe of orcs further up north. Do you know anything about them?
I haven't made contact with them, if that's what you believe.
We made contact with them.
Did you have a name, perchance, or anything to go off of?
They were worshipping the mother that bleeds?
I'll have her roll.
They also go by the Snowbloods.
Have her roll again.
The deity was also known for being the mother's drum. Something involved with the beating heart, I believe.
Oh shit, wrong thing. Well, unless it was maybe Reborn or Burkhardt that ended up dealing with, occasionally we do get some intruders into the Grove now and again that, don't exactly go down in any sort of, reports, for lack of a better term.
My concern is that their magic appeared to be corrupting in nature. Have you
Well-
experienced any corruption in nature here?
Not in the Grove itself. At least nothing that we've taken note of, other than, of course, the occasional blight in years past that has taken out sections of the forest. Mostly natural, from what we have seen. Hearts and drums are admittedly a bit of a...
Pardon, I hate to interrupt you, but is the tree not corrupted? Is that not why Plop is here?
Yeah, I heard the tree was really sick. I was not made aware of any sort of sickness. Sarthena just kind of like ponders for a minute before turning back.
Plop, who is it that sent correspondence to you?
Can I say their name? As Plorp just kind of starts like flipping through their little flip book of leaves once again. Unfortunately, their name is a confidential information. However, it was from one of our scouting reports. Apparently they heard from a frog.
Understood. Thank you. Wait. A
It
frog?
wasn't the frog that we killed, was it?
No, it was a much smaller one.
Making sure it wasn't a corrupted frog, because that would be a little odd.
Yeah,
No,
I never want to deal with that thing again.
at least I don't
Good
think
thing
it
it's
was the same one. As Sarthena just converts up.
We might have to deal with similar corruption in the future.
I was made aware of a. I mean, of course, as most trees do during autumn, there is a bit of a quote dying as the leaves fall off and they start preparing for winter. But I was not made aware of any blight or sickness within our grotto. At least I would have been made aware of in particular.
Have you encountered any creatures that have taken up more of a draconic, any draconic features, specifically Topaz?
She just kind of shakes her head now. Nothing that I had seen. To be fair, I don't know everything about the, all of the different encounters that our group has, between outsiders. Reborn, as, the Warforged just kind of comes out from, some of the underbrush. Have you seen anything like that? And before he kind of starts doing some hand gestures and signals. As for the draconic thing, nothing in particular, though he does mention about something being stabbed into someone, or they looked like they got stabbed by something. Almost like a large splinter that got accidentally kind of jammed in their shoulder.
Dasher describes the color and occupancy of the transparency of the orb.
Opacity.
Once again, the Warforged kind of doing a few more whistles and signals. All right, okay. It seemed to be a Was it a human? No, elf. Human? Okay, it was a human. Looks like he was wearing it around his neck. Was invading the territory and was threatened to leave. Fighting ensued. Like, as Reborn's just kind of like doing all these like hand gestures and signals. Looks like almost some kind of like sign language.
Magical puppet show.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I almost forgot to repeat the ambiance as well. In a last-ditch effort, they stabbed it into the shoulder. Okay. And they started behaving weird. Though they were killed before anything happened.
Where's the body?
Well, typically the bodies are left... Well, actually, for most outsiders, we tend to return them to the earth, in the matter of
We need that
speaking.
shard.
Pardon?
We need that shard.
Reborn just kind of starts doing some more signals. Well, didn't realize there was anything significant about the shard, and so it was left in the body when it was decomposed. I have to take a bit of searching, effectively looking for a needle in a haystack. If anything, if we come across anything, or if we learn of any discovery of such a thing or anything similar, we might be able to get back into contact. But
Thank you.
until then,
Did anyone touch the shard?
turns to Reborn. The body was carried back into back to a ritual site, and then subsequently pieces were scattered to be returned to the earth.
That shard is a piece of a very powerful artifact. We're trying to make it whole again and then purify it.
Roll a persuasion check.
I will do so with advantage, as I am using my draconic feature.
Ah, I see.
Sathana.
Every time when there's a mention of that shard, you just see a 10-yard stare.
17.
Would you like the 17 or the 17?
I'll take the 17.
Sathana.
Extra
Sathana.
Yes, sorry. I was pondering.
I'm very concerned that in returning this shard to the earth, you may have corrupted your own land.
I and all of the other heads of our circle have not seen any signs of corruption or
Last
blighting.
Creature that we saw with a shard in its possession exploded.
It did, in fact, explode, yes.
Do you have a descriptor?
Does anyone want to take the time to describe this one?
If anyone wishes to
Actually,
cast
we'll do so.
exposition.
I'll cast exposition.
Anything you're leaving out, or just telling everything as it is?
I'll just from what I gained from my perspective.
Okay. Well, that definitely sounds like an infection of some kind, but almost more of a, I suppose, magical. I suppose
Exactly.
it's caused by another.
Well,
Which
I
is
mean, if
why
you have
I'm
any dragon
concerned
fruit
if-
start popping out of nowhere.
Which is why I'm concerned if it's buried,
Hmm.
it has a chance to corrupt more than just one creature.
Reborn, if you could keep an eye, if you could tell the scouts to be a bit more vigilant about any sort of odd phenomena, as Reborn just said, Anna. And then just does a bit of a thumbs up. Well, if there's any signs of any unusual activity, we'll be the first to know. But if it should arise to anything, and we find it to be the source of it being a shard, well, I'll have to talk to the speaker first about handing it over. But I presume and hope such a transaction will be amicable. Yes, Ral?
Remember that thing we discussed about how if Dasher were to ask to know where all the shards are, you would basically give him a homing sense on them.
Theoretically.
I would like to use my fate point for that. I would like to know where all the shards are.
Ah. I will say, for the sake of this is not an effect that will come immediately.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, I will. Once the revel, yeah, I will. Oops, sorry. I will let you know once the revelation has been incited.
All right.
Okay. So, this is also likely something the speaker would like to be aware of, and also the other heads of our order. But until then, we have a feast to prepare for, I suppose. I hope all of you don't mind vegan options.
I was gonna deflate a little bit. It's like, oh.
I'm afraid we don't eat a lot of meat within our circle because, well, you know, it's a bit more of a rare treat should it ever arise.
So long as you have a way to provide protein, I should be fine.
Oh, absolutely. But until then, as Flip just wraps up, are we there? Yes, we are here. As Serafina kind of pulls through pulls away some of the branches to kind of show abroad down the trail, seeing this almost interwoven kind of wooden wall made up of vines and old logs and brambles and other sort of vegetation that make up the face of this as you've reached the very edge of the main encampment. Put these in the back. We'll put the pictures in the corner as we'll zoom out this location.
Enhance.
You.
Okay, photosynthesis.
Oh my god. You are greeted by.
Detect orb.
What was that?
I cast detect orb.
Bruh. Don't have the ability yet. Shut up. As the party reaches the very front gate of this location, you are greeted by two other, looks to be guards, presumably of some kind, both of them decked out in this sort of living, mossy kind of bark armor that they seem to have strapped to themselves. With looks like vines and kind of interwoven as kind of strappings to keep it on, and weapons in hands. They almost gesture to halt before immediately seeing Reborn and Serafina before they just kind of give a nod and let out a whistle. Before doing another gesture as there is a bit of a dull chunk kind of, and the sound of creaking woods just kind of as the wooden doors open. It's not a huge complex, though you do see various actually people of all varying different races kind of running and walking around. You do see children as well, kind of scampering around the place. Most people within the commune themselves seem to be either dressed almost entirely in very, like, plant-based garb, for lack of a better term, or like cotton linens that seem to be, like, self-woven or something along those lines. Or they're going sky-clad, for lack of a better term, or just wearing very little clothing at all. And most people don't seem to bat an eye as to such wares. However, you do get a lot of looks at the very clear number of outsiders coming in. There are a few that kind of give like a bit of a cautious glare before kind of looking confused as the party's being led by Serafina going in. Reborn stayed outside at the front gates, before disappearing back into the foliage. Kind of turning over. Another thing. Probably don't want to openly carry any of your arms or armor in a place like this. We tend to try to avoid much conflict within the confines of the settlement proper.
Dasher will take off both of his short swords and put down the with them the shank darts, needle darts that he has.
Yeah. I won't take your possessions off of you unless we should have an incident. But otherwise, please stow such things away while you're here.
I've really never
Farron
used
just
to use
presses a
them.
button in his horn, and you just see him start stuffing things into the portal.
Yeah, everyone looks like before they were kind of giving everyone looks. Now you get some really confused looks as Farron just kind of like starts grabbing shit and starts like kind of stuffing it in the horn, like going in.
Yeah, no.
You know, like remember he has his great sword. Like, I should probably put this somewhere.
Yeah, I just look like, where the fuck do I put this? What are the Arcana checks for?
He's shoving shit in a horn. I'm like, what's going on here, Chief?
Fair enough.
I'm here.
I'll say it's not super hard to discern, especially for you, Kumal, looking at this, like, okay, this is a very unique method of basically creating a bag of holding. Except that he kind of put the bag of holding almost on himself, as if it's kind of like a kind of half carved, half like kind of like wrapped around his horn, where the opening just kind of like, you know, it opens out and then he puts it in and it just closes again.
If your horns shatter, does that expel everything from them?
I'd rather just not find out. How about that?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a great experience.
Also,
Horn shattering is
Fireball.
painful.
Also, when did you learn how to do that?
Goes back to the calendar.
Hmm.
Days ago? Still new. Took me a while.
Dasher will also hand you 2 flashbangs.
Okay. Alright. Are these for me, or do you want me to hold them?
I mean, either or.
Alright.
Just going in. Alright, so
Just pats himself.
I presume is the rest of the party kind of at least like stowing away their weapons or other other various like hostile belongings.
He'll
Nox
put the
is stowing
great.
all of her weapons, but she is keeping her shield in plain view, and that is not leaving.
Okay.
He'll put the great sword away. All of like the smaller ordinances will go into Typhoon's bag. Everything else will keep on him.
She will also keep her amulet of Saint Hypnosia in clear view for everyone to see, and the platinum ring is staying.
Dash, you already mentioned putting away your belongings. Kumal?
My mind is a deadly weapon. No one can stop me.
Understandable.
I will keep the spice pouch.
Okay. No one really seems to bat an eye at that. A few people are kind of like a little hesitantly looking at the shield, but seeing you don't really have any weapons in hand or on your person, no one says anything for Nox.
I apologize, but in order for me to completely disarm myself, I must steal him, and I'm not going to do that.
I can do that for you.
Please
That
don't.
is not necessary.
No, Dasher is giving a very wide smile.
Plorp just kind of holds up and oh, I can perform a successful amputation.
Please
Oh,
show.
Okay.
You
Right.
were making a joke.
I was also making a joke.
I get it.
I don't think you did.
Serthana just turns to, right. Well, food is still being, dinner is still being prepared for the night. There should be an open, at least an open guest hut somewhere towards the edge of camp. Okay, so she's kind of like gesturing, looking around the place. As she starts kind of giving basically a tour, for lack of a better term, going around the compound proper. You see, similar to what I described before, at the very edges of camp, as well as kind of like, as well as a little bit around the walls at the very edge, at the very edge of the compound. You do see a distinct change in the sort of wild, unkempt, untamed masses of wild, vibrant foliage. And here it seems a little bit more, still vibrant and lush, but a lot more kind of trimmed and guided. These sort of layers of foliage and vegetation, where you see, certain vegetables and crops growing on the very bottom floor, on the forest floor. Fruit-bearing bushes of all different kinds, like blueberries and raspberries and huckleberries. On the next layer, and also intermittently around that, you do see various things like goats, chickens, and other kind of farm animals, including the occasional deer, or as well as at least one bear that you've seen kind of like roaming around in the more forested areas.
I'm assuming my speak with animals is one.
Yes, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All moving around fairly nonchalantly, as if, not a care of the world. The villagers here also seem unfazed as well by the animals. You do see druids, or at least gardeners, occasionally kind of tending to the bushes. A few of them are currently being harvested for fruits and various and some of the vegetables being pulled from the ground. And whatnot. With some of them, of course, being skyclad or wearing very little nuts and all, it is an interesting sight. And they don't seem shameful of it, but nonetheless. And above that, you see almost akin to like orchards of various kind of fruit and nut-bearing trees. Almost this little Garden of Eden, for lack of a better term. Sort of decorating this place, along with a few other of the vibrant, colorful herbs and plants that not many of you really recognize, or any of you recognize, I should say, that seem presumably only grow within this region of the forest. As for the village itself, most of it seems to be sort of overgrown huts and lean-to structures, solid, but still very, very modest in certain ways. Most of them seem to have a sleeping bag or a sleeping bed almost made of leaves and general foliage with a very simple blanket thrown over top. There aren't a lot of structured buildings in this place, save for, of course, the windmill, the scouting, the watchtowers. There also seems to be a water wheel, with what looks like some kind of storage or some type of, supplies and whatnot going through there, as well as a sort of a main druid or herbalism hut kind of thing, where a lot of this sort of gardening work seems to be centralized. And of course, the main piece de resistance. You see this massive fucking tree at the one end of the complex that you see the interwoven wooden thorned walls almost seem to entwine with the roots and the branches, almost seamlessly fusing kind of going along the trunk of this tree and making a sealed barrier. I will say at this point now, should people wish to roll either I'll say survival or nature, for looking at this, looking at some of the stuff in here.
All right, rolling nature.
Okay.
How you doing, nature?
Yeah, not doing too shabby. Alrighty.
I failed my nature check, so I don't believe you.
Pale-ish. So, okay. Firstly, Kumal, looking at this all entourage. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of plants in here that you do not recognize as being, for one, local flora, or fauna for some of these creatures, because of course you see, like, certain, domesticated animals and certain, even game animals and, like, exotic pets. Like, you actually see a parrot flying around, that you definitely know is not native to here, that got in here somehow. As you're going about, and the large glowing sort of vibrant plants that some of the moss seems to be very gingerly sort of extracted and pulled off, while keeping some of it left behind, along with other sort of glowing fruits and herbs, and other like very vibrant colored flora being picked at and harvested. Keen, Mono, and Nox, looking at that. You're, well, actually, more so Mono and Nox, though more also somewhat theorizing from Keen. Some of these plants, one or two of them seem reminiscent of some of the things growing in the Spellwood Grotto, even if it's not really any of the trees. And for Mono and Nox, some of these plants almost seem reminiscent of the brief glances you looked in across the river, when you briefly went over to the other side. As well as also looking at the massive fuck you tree, for all three of you guys. Something seems off about it, or like something seems like different about it. Like, I mean, of course it's a huge fucking tree, but like something seems off. It's hard to tell. Wait a minute. What? The branches, as well as even some of the roots, looking at this tree, it almost seems like some of the branches are, like, fused or almost grafted onto it, rather than strictly growing themselves. Before you kind of grow to realize that, looking at the base of the roots, going up to the tree itself, it's almost like one large amalgam of interwoven roots and logs and branches, almost all grafted together into one, like, almost like one singular organism.
So, kind of like the living boats. In a way.
All of even those, it's very clear those are all, like, from one species of tree, or, like, one thing interwoven, like, one tree that's been grown all together.
Different trees.
Yeah, this is different. Yeah. This is all different, even different species or different breeds of tree.
But the, like, application looks kind of similar.
In a manner of speaking, it's definitely, like, this looks very different, I will say. Though it does somewhat remind you of that, in that idea of somewhat, like, kind of encouraging trees to grow a certain way, but also, like, grafting and hybridizing them together to like, not reject each other and to grow seamlessly.
I see, I understand.
That is the heart of our little community here. It is symbolic in many ways, though it also does provide us with much of the grafted saplings and trees that we actually grow here in the commune. It is also where many of our order actually join the circle, as we collect our own branch and graft it onto the tree to join us all together in community. I know it might sound cheesy or a little too extra for some of you folks, but it's poetic in many ways. It's also quite useful, especially during allowing for us to harvest almost year rounds, at least to supply our little group here. As for your staying arrangements, kind of gesturing to this particular hut down here, I will move the token over to. I hope there should be enough for all of you folks in there. Gesturing, and you do see it is as many of the other interiors were, relatively modest. There are the beds mentioned before that almost seem to be just made of, like, sort of thatch, leaves, and just blankets. There are no dining tables, there are no chairs, there's no real furniture in here other than, like, some, like, wicker baskets towards the back for, like, storage. Which some of them, there are some clothes in there, though obviously a lot of it seems to be self-woven here from various linens and fabrics and foliage. And yeah, that's about it other than the dirt floor. I mean, the dirt's soft, it's not like there isn't any sort of a lot of, like, gravel or any rocky, stuff in here, but, like, it's something. We tend to live a very ascetic lifestyle out here, not wanting for many material things or much of the vices of civilization outside of necessities, of course.
A lot more peaceful than I was expecting.
What, did you think us all savage barbarians?
No, but given the fact that our initial meeting with your group was you attacking us.
Ah, yes. If I do recall correctly, that was a group of bandits that were very inclined to join our cause. They were quite disillusioned to civilization as we have, and as much as they have had yet to join our ranks proper, as much as they've been recognized as allies, and they wish to prove themselves a bit more eagerly than most of our order, we tend to keep to ourselves and keep to our own commune and our own grotto here. Of course, should any wish to invade on our borders, they shall be dealt with swiftly. But
technically, our first encounter was me kicking the ass of a bird that was spying on us.
We do have our scouts.
Yeah, there was also the attack from the rock things.
Oh, the elementals. I presume that was Var's doing.
Yeah.
So sorry, I hope that's not coming up on the mic, because it sounds like people doing
And
construction
then there
work
was
outside.
also the archdruid who came in while most of us were asleep. Demanded the druid who was discussed as a bird back, as well as the bandit leader.
He did not demand
Happily
them.
obliged, uninjured.
That
He
was
did
not so
not
much of an
demand
attack.
them. It was a request from the speaker himself, as I have told you.
You spoke with him before this?
I have, specifically, yes.
Well, I suppose that's quite an honor.
It was. I was grateful for his presence.
He doesn't talk to many outsiders. At least when he does speak outside of our order, he tends to wish to make a message.
I mean, well, it was probably best he spoke to her compared to anyone else.
How's that? I mean, if I was the one to speak, I would have gladly returned them.
Another thing. If you wish to light a fire or anything to keep warm during the night, there is a designated. There is a section in which you could put a fire pit. She just kind of gestures like a ring of rocks on the ground. That's kind of in like this indentation in the dirt. Just be sure to keep the flap open and not to let smoke or fire, catch up the tent. And if you need...
Any foliage you want us to use?
We actually do have a decent supply of charcoal, mostly from wood logs and branches and kindling that have been left over from other fires that we have prepared for such an event. I can get a basket of that out here should you need it.
Gal has a small, sudden realization of the initial trip here, and is like, you perchance haven't any of your group haven't happened to encounter a half-elf, white hair, about yay tall, darker skin?
I will have her roll.
Oh, is this about your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend.
What is it about her specifically?
Yes.
It is about your girlfriend.
I mean, we do have plenty of elves within our order. They tend to enjoy the lifestyle.
It's more so she's a friend of mine, and if she is adequately upset, she is a penchant for starting fires.
Well, if she did encounter our order, I doubt she would have stayed long, or she would have been dealt with swiftly.
Oh. Well, if you do happen to encounter anyone of such nature, just send them our way as quickly as possible.
Understood. If I'm able to get to her in time, should it arise, I will try to attempt to intervene. But until then,
Make me feel better.
well, I believe the dinner shall be in about, probably about an hour or two, so I shall leave you folks to your devices. If you have any questions or wish to require guidance, anything in your little commune here, you may simply ask for me by name, and eventually I should hopefully come running. Until then, I do have some important business to attend to, and please don't start anything here.
All right.
You're not planned to.
I may only hope.
Can't speak for
See you at
everyone
dinner.
else here.
Oh, yeah.
including Gal.
Right, well, I'll leave you to your privacy. As she nods and kind of she kind of grabs at the bit of the foliage kind of curtain over the door and just kind of flushes it down. So it's so that there's this basically just curtain of like vines kind of covering it.
I don't know if I should be concerned or not.
About?
And I'll say it's around this point that after the dull creaking of woods kind of allows for another opening to emerge, the speaker and Lavender both find themselves on the interior of the commune proper. Closer to the north side, amongst the a few of the other gardeners, of which Lavender you now see the site I mentioned before, of the various gardeners, some of which are skyclad. As the speaker kind of turns to note to you. Or is there anything you wish of me before I must return to my flock?
There is one thing. And I'll ask him about the person that I'm looking for. That boy.
What do they look like?
About this tall, very skinny, brown hair, green eyes. Wears dirty clothes.
Have him roll?
Very...
There have been a few men that matched that description within our woods. Though not many of them are still here.
Oh. Hmm. It was overshot.
I do not know if it is whom you are looking for, but should any notable outsiders remain alive within our woods, I will ensure a songbird is sent.
Oh, that'd be great.
He nods. Suppose looking at the goings of things as he's seemingly just kind of nonchalantly kind of making way through, you do notice a lot of confused but enthusiastic looks looking over and whispering like, "Oh, what's the speaker? You know, what is he doing here?" Like kind of giving looks of excitement and exoneration, though a lot of them almost seem to be like. Not actively approaching him, but like almost like adoring fans, just kind of looking on at him, like, oh my god, it's him, Speaker,
I have to touch you.
Not that far, nonetheless.
Secret's somehow your biggest fan. Vampire knows me.
Yeah, you do see some with very similar like looks on their faces. Along with one gnome that seems very, very enthusiastic, like, woo! Kind of in the back. Kind of
like foaming at the mouth and everything.
Yeah, is it the fucking Avatar mouth foam guy?
Kind of, yeah. Before a much taller human gentleman is like kind of just like away, moving him away from the public eye.
He starts like freaking out, flailing his arms, and he like slowly starts passing out as foam starts looking.
Nah, he's dragged away before that happens. And before then,
People with wooden earpieces come in and just take them away.
kind of gestures over. He kind of takes a moment to close his eyes, just kind of taking a deep breath before opening them again. Your group is at the edge of our commune here, by the river to the south.
Oh, I better get back with them then. Thank you all for your help.
Of course. For now, I must speak to her.
All right then. Yeah. I'll bow and start walking.
Yeah, he just nods. Remember my teachings. As he walks off, and he walks through the grotto, or walks through amongst the foliage, and there are a few people that kind of like reach out to almost like kind of grasp at his shoulders a bit as he just continues to walk somewhat unfazed before kind of disappearing into the foliage once more.
Okay.
So, and you are once again greeted to the same site I mentioned before.
All right. I'll like go like once at someone walking the buff. But other than that, like it's like, oh, this is just a thing that people do.
Yeah, everyone seems to be very nonchalant about it. Yeah, no one seems to really bat an eye. You do see one guy who does have a looks to be a actually another gnome that currently has it looks like a monkey or something on his shoulder. Again, seems to be just kind of walking around like kind of nods of like howdy as he keeps walking.
Is the monkey's name Jack?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Damn.
Yeah, I'll send my greetings and I'll continue walking on.
Okay. And eventually you do find the currently closed door flap of this somewhat more sizable tent. It looks like it'd be a little cramped for everyone. Yeah, everyone's sleeping on the floor, at least from the outside, but no, you've slept in worse places.
Of course.
There's a roof over your head.
Yeah, there's a roof over my head. That's a lot more than what I get half the time. So we good. We good.
Okay.
We're going places.
Yeah.
And so the party reconvenes.
Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean,
Oh,
you did have a conversation with the speaker, didn't you? You walked off with him.
yes, I did. Well, I did notice that the speaker is quite revered around here. I guess he's really important, huh?
I think revered and important. Kind of after that one guy was almost passing out. I think respect and revere is a little
We
less.
didn't see that. We did
Oh,
not see
didn't?
that. That was on the other side of the town. That was on the other side of the encampment.
My bad.
What was that? Sorry?
The
The like celebrity
I thought it was
scene, or
the-
like the
Yeah,
the
I thought
celebrity
I was
scene.
there to see that.
Oh no. Like that was at the other side of camp.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Lavender,
yes.
why are you so nervous?
Uh, um, I just kind of like looking at everyone. I'm not used to the attention really.
Wow, these clothes are really cool. As you watch as Plorp just pulls out a hat that just looks like one massive flower, like one massive flower bud or flower like petal thing. That Plorp just kind of sticks on his head as it just covers his entire face. Oh!
I will like kind of walk over and adjust it for Plorp.
Oh, thank you.
But
That is the case. I apologize for.
no, it's all right. It's not your fault or anything like that. It's just something that I'm not used to. I think I'll have to learn to get used to soon. I'm a little different, and I have to come to terms with that. So, anyways, did you?
Is that a deception check? I'm not sure if that's a deception check.
It's like. It's well, you may have your own deception.
I suppose lying by omission I would still put as a deception check if you're intentionally trying to hide. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It worked though.
I mean, I was going to ask you to make a insight check on Dasher.
VD. All right. I'll bet.
Bedtime.
Unfortunate.
Indeed. That's all right.
I'm actually going to give it to her anyways.
There you go.
What do I discern?
Since the incident with the Moonfire, Dasher has been smiling up until this point, essentially more carefree about everything. He has a look of concern on his face.
So basically, Gallo and Dasher have swapped.
In a matter of speaking.
At this point, he has a tiny bit of concern on his face concerning if he basically concerned about you having that amount of attention and concerned if you can handle that.
Quick answer, no.
Dasher failed the insight check.
But
Short answer, no. Long answer, no.
How many O's can fit in there?
But you seem to be fine about it.
I think I will be with time. What? You seem concerned. Dasher.
Oh,
Do you have a look of concern on your face?
I was mostly concerned for you,
Uh,
as well as everything that's going on right now.
I do owe y'all an explanation. Very soon.
If you would please, at some point in the near future, it does not have to be now.
Yes, I'm not quite ready yet, but I will. But I promise I will. And as I kind of head over to turn in for the night, I always keep a promise.
Okay.
Don't. There'll come a time that you won't be able to keep a promise.
Promises are very, very powerful things. I'll retire to bed.
Okay. I thought we were having dinner in an hour.
We are.
Oh. All right.
Got socially exhausted, skipped
Just
dinner.
nah, I'm good. But night.
If that's not an introvert, I don't know what the fuck is.
Oof.
You want me to
don't
bring
worry,
you something?
I get it. I've also gotten really invested in something where I forgot to eat and then also start cram eating. There's this one time where I had a really bunch of by then Plorp just kind of like starts trailing off.
Lavender.
Yes. No,
Do you
no,
want me to bring you something back?
No, I'll come along too. I better come along. And I'll continue on Plurp's rambling like, oh yeah, I know someone who was like that too. He would go until he literally dropped.
Oh dear, that sounds a little too unhealthy.
It was.
Have you ever had a coconut?
No.
A friend of mine bet me if I couldn't swallow an entire coconut, and then I did.
Oh, fascinating.
Do any of us know what a coconut is?
Gal does.
Gal's preoccupied.
Dasher would.
Yeah, Dasher would. I'll say the party is at least somewhat familiar with the concept of a coconut.
I was gonna roll nature in case.
If you want to, sure.
But the real question is, who here is familiar with a pina colada?
If you get lost in the rain. 9. You've never had one, but you know of them.
So I know how at least somewhat the size of it, and then compare it to Plor.
Yeah.
Now, was this a shaved coconut or an unshaved coconut?
But you're supposed to shave it? I mean, I guess it is really hairy.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Dasher's just sort of pales a
It
tiny
was like
bit
a
at the thought
really
of
big piece of
swallowing-
rock candy.
At the thought of swallowing a unshaved coconut.
I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever
Cracky.
eaten.
That's unhealthy in its own way.
Don't worry, I didn't get any indigestion.
How big can you stretch your mouth?
Ha! Plorp's mouth just opens at like 90 degrees.
I regret asking.
A part of me thinks that's the portal to the Feywild, but
No, not in here.
well, at least we know at least an answer.
Is there anything the rest
So
of the
you're
party
saying
wishes to
there's a
do?
portal.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, is there anything the rest of the party wishes to do before dinner
Nox is
occurs
going
and or?
to abstain from joining everyone for dinner
Okay.
and is going to sit down and meditate kind of like by the tent,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of about the nature of this corruption and the mother drum and the roots of all of those and how it could possibly tie together.
Okay.
After looking at the gigantic roots of this big ass fucking tree.
Okay. Roll for me a.
Keep pondering,
Okay.
but not an orb.
That is understandable. I'll say for this, I'd allow this to be just a general investigation, almost kind of like deductive reasoning, kind of piecing information together.
Hey, I need confirmation of something. Did we
I'll
bring
give
the orb
myself
with us?
guidance.
What was that? Ron?
Did we bring the orb with us?
Bad. On the ship.
That's
I'm
a good-
assuming
That's a
not.
damn tree.
I know the orb was kept in a box. I don't know who's currently carrying that box, or if it was left in the safe.
I'll be real with you right now. If you gave Farron that box, he's gonna say no.
I think
What
we
orb?
put it in the safe, didn't we?
I believe it's in
Okay.
this. Yeah, I
Right.
believe. Yes, yeah, it is currently in. Yeah, if it's not with anyone, it would currently be in the safe.
All right.
With a 5.
I have the orb. It's in the lead box.
Did you keep the orb on
Oh,
you?
do you still have it on you?
I have the lead box. I carry it with me at all times. It's got the
Okay,
shattered pieces in it.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
I was worried that we might encounter an orb shard and then not have anywhere to put it.
No,
Yeah.
Nox has never left that behind.
Yeah, your mind is a bit hazy, trying to kind of stringing all of these different things together. I mean, whatever ideas that you can think of, your thoughts are your own, but it's a
alright.
puzzle. It's a conundrum, isn't it?
This-
Dasher is going to take a tiny bit of a walk before dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking around. Specifically, he is trying to find if anyone that would look like the sort of kind of persuasion to know what key is.
Okay. I'll say for this, are you just kind of searching around, or are you asking around for those kind of
I am-
individuals?
Asking around for anyone who would know anything about key.
Okay. Roll for me a persuasion check. Six.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, most people, while they don't actively, they don't seem to be actively disgusted by you, though they're definitely, a lot of them seem to be very cautious and wary of you, and aren't exactly inclined to move any closer to you, as they're, giving you a bit of a side eye, almost like a cautious side eye before continuing their work.
Cool. That's the case. Dasher's gonna continue his walk and just look around.
Yeah. It's relatively peaceful in here. At least there doesn't seem to be a lot of like shouting. There is some kind of idle, casual conversation back and forth between people. You do hear the occasional chuckle and laughing before people kind of go back to work.
I'm assuming most of this is in languages I don't understand.
Some of it's in common. Occasionally you do see two elves talking back and forth, presumably in Elvish. You see humans, elves, a few orcs, the occasional gnome.
While I am looking around, is there any thieves' cant anywhere? I know this
Roll
is an extreme long shot.
roll perception check.
19.
19. It's not obvious, though you do see, like, it's a little bit out of the ways, and it seems to be a little old, though you do see inscribed a bit of a pattern, there is a symbol marked into, into one of the sides of the huts. It is a symbol in Thieves' Cant. It is the symbol typically associated with, like, either a drug dealer being here, or, there is, or, like, someone's, like, stash is here. Or, like, some variation therein. Otherwise, you don't really seem to see much of, like, not really any sort of, large-scale, any sort of, thieves can't graffiti around the place. That's the only one you really take note of.
Dasher is going to knock.
You knock against the vine door as it just kind of rather than any kind of hard surface. You just hear inside, "Come on in, man."
Oh.
What have I done? Dasher will come on in.
You see, well, first off, you kind of pass through the vine curtain, and this place immediately reeks of this, like,
I'm guessing hookah.
I was gonna say, yeah, it is very earthy, but not in the same way as the dirt and the forest of the very surrounding area. There is a bit of a hint of that I'll say you're familiar enough with the substances. It smells very heavily of marijuana in here, though you can also very clearly tell that they've burned, like, incense and, like, floral herbs and stuff in here to kind of, like, either mask or, like, combine the smells.
Well, it's a good thing that I didn't base Dasher's senses around someone like me who has neurodivergence.
And inside, you actually see a tiefling individual. Don't have a name for him, unfortunately. Sorry, not a name. Don't have any art for him, unfortunately. His horns kind of, almost kind of curl and spiral out into this sort of, like, not fully like an ibex, but almost like somewhat reminiscent of that before they sort of branch off twice in these weird kind of corkscrew antler kind of patterns. Tiefling himself has this sort of darker kind of grayish purple complexion, with almost either, you're not sure if these are markings or tattoos, of green and these sort of floral patterns kind of going from the neck up the sleeves and up the arms, as he currently seems laid back in his, like, bed, for lack of a better term, but still kind of like half sitting up. The end of his tail is actually very fluffy, almost like a cow's tail, or like a brush at the end. As he seems to be kind of like idly sweeping this groove in the dirt, almost as if just kind of some kind of idle motion. As he looks over, hey, I don't recognize your face in here.
I was hoping that I saw the thieves' cant and was hoping I could get some.
Shh, hey. Like the moment you mentioned the thieves' cant,
As
the
soon
eyes
as
kind
he
of widen
starts
a
saying
bit.
hey, I will start signaling in thieves' cant. I need something for a vision quest.
Yeah, you see that sobers him up a bit. Kind of gesturing. Roll a persuasion check.
Wishing this was at advantage. Oh well.
Yeah. Kind of squints a bit, looking you up and down. Who let you in here? I don't recognize your face amongst any of the greenhorns.
I am currently a guest of the speaker. However, he will sign this. Guest of speaker. Having trouble with Regium Mentis. Need to find myself. Speaker does not know.
Oh. Kind of ponders for a minute. As much as I want to believe you. No, what was that, Rob?
I'm guessing the equivalent for Regium Mentis and Thieves' Camp would basically be Dream World.
Yeah, I was gonna say there wouldn't really be any equivalent. I mean, hell, even Thieves' Cant isn't really like a language to speak, so you'd be just kind of like whispering in
No, sometimes. Yeah. So he'll just sign, and then sometimes he will say words.
Kind of giving a vague notion. Now, as much as I want to believe you, I can't exactly give my supplies, my medicine, out to just anyone willy-nilly. You gotta save it for patients who really need it, you know?
You will sign, what do you need for me to prove that I need this?
Kind of thinks for a minute, scratching his chin. His tail is still like idly just kind of moving around, kind of casually kind of dabbles and swipes up some of the dirt on the ground before inadvertently like kind of brushing and tapping it against the side of the side of the hut there.
Dasher will say out loud, which this would be Thieves' Cant for, what job do you need done? He will say, what needs scratched?
Also, I'll have to remember to send the I do have a things for Thieves' Cant.
You sent it to both of us, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
Which the thing for Thieves' Cant was literally just the rings. What rings is he wearing?
No, there was also a thing for speech. There was a thing for speech in there.
Was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were various code phrases.
Okay, I need to find it again then.
That's fine. I think if it can be, I can find it again. Or at least I can bookmark it. Because actually, I don't remember the phrase myself. Oh, I didn't phrase. Okay.
Well, it wasn't just one phrase. It was a group of phrases.
Yeah.
You know, it was around like, how's the family doing? It's like,
yeah, a lot of it's almost like business, almost like recognizing familiar faces and like casual conversation.
Dasher is wearing the.
There it is. I'll also pin it.
Dasher is wearing the bastard, by the way.
and it doesn't recognize it.
Okay, so
Yeah, I will say
doesn't know
the
about
main thing that you
critters.
see on this guy, he does have a nose ring, which basically means like he's a plug, and like that kind of thing. Gesturing. I do get some things in from the druids, and the occasional outsider coming in. What can you do to make it worth my while?
we have access to. He would sign. We have access to, and then say the word Onak.
Roll for that. Alright, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. There are a lot of things that you're running past me that I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay.
If you want... Alright. If you want
We have access
medicine,
to a
we can trade. But I can't
Alright.
promise anything.
okay.
Now, if you want to be able to see into the other side, and that type of thing, and to really have a trip there, he pulls out, like he starts swooping a bit more on the ground before you realize, he kind of like almost like digging up a, basically a bit of a like false like cover on the floor, before popping that up, looking over, making sure the flap is closed. Before he pulls out a little pouch, a very small pouch, probably would be about a dime bag size, of this like black and metallic kind of stuff. Like it's almost like a powder with the speckling of like, it almost reminds you of salt and pepper a little bit, though it's black black speckles with these very like bright metallic speckles like intermittently within the powder.
Dasher would know what black silver is. Is this black silver?
History check. History or Arcana, I will say. 21.
21.
Yep, that's black silver.
Dasher's eyes will widen. Fuck that. No.
I'm afraid I don't got much.
I know what that shit does to you.
He just kind of holds up his hands like, all right. And he sweeps it back under and closes it. I don't partake myself, though, in case anyone's in dire need. Afraid other than that, that's most of what I have. Other than the usual stuff that'll make you see some fun things, though. More so for entertainment rather than for business.
Okay, so you don't have anything for a vision quest then?
Look, man, most of the stuff I got here is for recreational use.
Yeah.
Don't exactly got many
Apologize.
people coming in asking for Red Claw or something like that.
Would you happen to know of any that would... any names of drugs that would help with vision quests? Anything that can...
Anything growing around here? Not really. I mean, if you want to really see spirits, another thing along that. If you really want some revelations, I would point towards the black silver, as long as you're careful. But outside of that,
I'm having troubles with my dreams and some shit I want to separate myself from.
if you want stuff to calm your nerves and stop nightmares from happening, I got something that might help. The kind of starts filtering through, like he opens up the hatch again, starts sifting through some of the bags. Let me see what we got here. As I will now look through his stock.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, I wasn't really expecting any sort of drug dealer to come up anytime soon.
No, I was just trying to get something that would be basically good for a Vision Quest to help with that later.
Yeah. Unfortunately, peyote isn't really something you can get in. Isn't really something you can really get here, really. Nor is it really much of a thing in Algier.
I mean, I figured it might be if I found someone or something.
Let's see.
Go. Go.
You guys can talk amongst yourselves as I start pulling out this list.
What's Asgog doing?
Mazga just seems to be just kind of taking in everything. She seems like it's a weird mix of cautious with like caution mixed with a bit of a sense of wonder, like seeing a lot of the new plants, seeing the tree and everything. Like it's
a coconut.
Hey Mono, I found your black silver hook.
Yeah, if people want to get some black silver, you got a plug.
I don't even think Farron knows.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where it is. You'd have to tell me.
I don't even. Yeah,
I mean,
have no idea.
I'm kind of tempted to just tell Gal that there's a drug dealer nearby to see what happens. Well, tell the party.
You're kind of looking through. I mean, we got Dream Flakes, so that ain't exactly the same thing. Pulls out another bag of like these like dried black flakes.
Do you have anything that can prevent dreaming?
He puts the bag away. Let me look through here.
Give me a dreamless sleep.
Something that'll knock you cold. Okay.
Because if I can't get a vision quest, then I might as well get something that won't let me dream. And he puts emphasis on the word dream.
Seems a little confused, but still continues looking. Hang on, I'm still looking. You guys can continue to talk amongst yourselves.
Literally, weed stops people from like dreaming. It like shuts off a certain part of the brain. But in Dash's case, I don't think that would work.
I don't think anything this guy has would work.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything would.
Yeah.
And yet the rabbit hole we go.
Hang on, I'm seeing.
Futile quest is futile.
There's like how many people who could read Thieves' Cants? Like I only see 2, right?
Yeah.
Dasher Gal.
Yeah, Dasher and Gal both know Thieves' Cant.
Yep.
And I know Thieves' Cant for backstory purposes. Kumal has a little guide for reading deck Thieves' Cant.
Criminal.
As well as Tarot Thieves' Cant.
Well, I do have a little bit of something. I don't got much of this though. There is the occasional plant in here that a few friends of mine have been able to hide and grow amongst them to be able to produce some druidic dream.
Nature, your ferryman is showing.
Shush. He pulls out this little bag of just fairly benign-looking tablets, with just this sort of just greenish herbal tinge. You hold the pill under your tongue, and you go into this happy drunk state for a couple of hours. Afterward, you go into you enter a couple hours of deep sleep, typically with very idyllic dreams. So if you it's not the deep sleep, dreamless sleep you're looking for, but if you want some pleasant ones.
Unfortunately, I don't think that would work for what I'm going for.
Hmm.
I apologize for wasting your time. And Dasher will leave the tent.
Yeah, he kind of gives a bit of a nod, like a very clear look of like, we never spoke of this.
Actually, hold up. Dasher will, before he leaves the tent, Dasher will outreach a hand. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
He... Roll charisma. He looks up at you.
There's clearly gold in his hand.
He takes it. He shakes your hand, bit of a tight grip, and gives a bit of a stern look and a nod. Likewise.
I have given him 5 gold.
He nods in terms of knowledge and takes it. And just pockets it.
Dasher will leave and go back to his group.
Okay, so...
After circling the encampment once.
So, Nox, you mentioned you're trying to take some more time to continue enchanting the amulet, which I'd probably say you, considering if you first took the time to meditate, you probably wouldn't have a whole lot of time before. Before bed. Sorry, never mind. Forget I said anything. Shut up.
Yeah, it's just before I go to sleep for the night.
Yep. Sorry. Any final thing? Any quick final things before the party heads to bed?
Besides dinner?
Yeah. Or before dinner or before bed.
No.
Nothing for me.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Excuse me, sorry, taking a drink. The party is treated, presuming everyone attends at the meal outside of, I believe Nox was sitting out.
Unless someone went out of their way to grab Gal.
I'll go all the way to grab Gal.
Okay.
Yeah. Eventually, Plorp kind of looks around like, wait a minute, if I'm going to be staying here, I need to make my own mud hut! As Plorp just like starts waddling towards the river.
Crystalline Awakening towards Gal. Found a drug dealer.
I was just gonna give you like the most shut your fucking mouth glare ever.
Yeah. Alright. Otherwise, unless anyone has anything else to say, the party is greeted out to this central bonfire-ish kind of setup towards this area of the village. It's not a huge fire by any means, though it is a pretty solid one that continues to burn, as a few smaller, just kind of glowing orbs, or little, just kind of like little faint lanterns burning, don't seem to be burning any noticeable, like, oil or any sort of, like, flame of that kind in them. As they continue to just idly chat amongst themselves, sitting on, like, rocks and stumps, and other sort of just very natural seats, with bowls or plates in hand, kind of idly talking to each other. The main meal seems to be some form of, actually it seems to be a kind of miso soup kind of thing, or a mushroom soup of some kind, with various vegetables, and certain herbs included, along with like a side of presumably some type of salad, which with nuts and berries are chopped in there. And it's filling enough. For those of you who are used to the hearty meat diet, it is somewhat lacking in certain areas. But nonetheless, it is enough to satisfy your hunger. As continuing
Protein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's protein. Like nuts and other more sort of like hearty vegetables amongst the food. It is... Yeah, it's nothing to write home about. The party is kind of left at their own like kind of separate table before Seraphina sits down alongside quietly and begrudgingly you see Var, of which she seems a little like, as she's walking over the table with the plate with the food, the mask's still on, by the way. She kind of stops mid-turn before slowly turning to look at Seraphina before Seraphina gives a look of like, come on, really? Before she sighs, and just like, you know what? Actually, I'll have her roll for it.
They're coming to sit with us.
Yes.
Do I see the shaman?
Yeah, you do see Var, yes.
Do we all see her?
I'm gonna make a very clear indication of stay the hell away from me.
Wait, didn't you not go to the dinner?
No.
Okay.
That's why I'm still asking if I see her.
Oh, sorry, yeah. In that case, no. Then because you would be
Okay,
you would be
good.
back at the hut
Good.
then. Yeah.
We good. All right. All's fair.
Okay.
Put the guns away.
All right. In that case, you see, as I have to go grab her picture real quick, as she sighs and proceeds to take off her headdress.
Eh.
Hold on.
Oh no, she's hot.
I haven't said the picture yet.
Well, I
Comparing
can't. I can
yourself,
only
right?
do the beam when I don't know what they look like.
All right. In that case, you see, this woman.
She's been through some shit.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, as she just like she looks like she does not want to be here, but begrudgingly complies. Like after Seraphina kind of whispers something to her before she just sighs and sits down amongst the seats around the smaller fire, of which there is like a small, almost like a stone table. Like almost like a heating table for you to kind of like leave your meal or your food on. As Seraphina sits down and Var next to her, as Var is just kind of hunched over, just keeping busy to herself with her food and not really looking up at anyone, as Seraphina, just kind of eats it casually. I hope everyone's been enjoying things though so far, or at least is a bit more awakening, compared to the initial opinions of our circle.
Nom nom nom.
Mm-hmm.
No. Just contemplation.
Va, is there anything you wish to share with the rest of the group?
Head perks up. All right, now you have my attention.
Var looks over at Seraphina, looks up at the group, looks back, doesn't say a goddamn thing and turns down. Va, apologize right now. As immediately, Var just sets her bowl down and is like, they're the ones who need to apologize for, as he immediately starts screaming as Serthina is just, Va, calm down. We are trying to address things amicably. These are not enemies. They are learning.
Val has immediately gone from his casual, just like generally minor concern to smug.
And look at them! They're not even inclined to like continuing to scream. Like almost airmanly going back and forth between like talking in Orcish before just kind of starting to scream different gestures and swear words in Orcish. Going back and forth as Serthina just kind of slowly puts her head in her hands.
I only caught half of those swear words.
That's well, fortunately, I'm just kind of glad that we don't solve problems here the same way we used to solve problems where I'm from.
And how, pray tell, was that?
Yeah, knuckle brawl.
Var immediately sits down, like just kind of looks over at you, kind of ponders for a moment. Var, I know exactly what you're saying. If you're not going to, as Var,
Dasher, can you pass the peanut butter?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, thank you.
hang on. I presume is that a 14? Hold up. Let me check our modifier.
I believe they called this as
Does a
he
14
begins to
hit
put
me?
the peanut butter in the
Yeah, there's
cellar.
a
I believe they
14
called
hit.
this ants on a log.
No.
As she takes as she quickly takes a swing, kind of trying to make a haymaker towards your head. And you very, very managed to definitely just kind of duck underneath. As at this
Sorry,
point,
what was... Can you repeat, like, the last 30 seconds almost?
Var tries to throw a haymaker at the side of your head.
Alright, I'm just gonna, like... backhand.
Okay. So you catch it, and immediately Var is just like... and immediately is going to go in for another swing. And unless anyone tries to pull this apart, this is going to get into a boxing match.
I fucking game, let's go!
Wait.
Dasher, would you help me move the food away from the fight?
Oh, I put the food down. I was like, well, what's going on? What's going on? Why?
Oh God, snap!
Why is there a fight?
Serthina just like she just sets her face down on like with her head in her hands. Just oh my fucking God! And I'm going to pull out some. Where's a nice tavern brawl kind of theme?
No, you're not. Don't worry about it.
No, I want combat. I crave violence. No,
Me.
Go away.
no, I refuse.
No, I'm talking about the shaman.
No,
Hang on.
I want fight.
I'm trying to find because this is where things are going to get a bit more interesting.
No, kids, no fighting.
Will this work? I mean, either way, I'm still pulling out the music.
She started it. First of all, she started it.
Oh my gosh.
Man, this peanut butter and jelly be hitting different.
But
some
I'm
bread.
going to end it.
Fine.
Nice. All right.
Ooh, if they had pretzels and some like flaky
Yeah,
salt. Ooh.
R has to make a con save.
All right.
Oh.
So All right. As this goes down, she is making a Constitution saving throw.
They're proficient in it.
Well,
believe.
maybe. Is she? Her save is okay.
She's a shaman. Unless she.
Her
another class
stats are a bit
before
different.
that. No.
Alright.
I don't give a shit. She's gonna roll regardless.
That is a 13.
Doesn't make it.
Ah.
So, question: is a speaker here?
You don't see him. Target is teleport to an occupied space of your choice. You can see within range. Chosen must be on the surface or liquid. Okay.
I forget her name. Give me 1 sec. Oh, that's
Sarthena?
Yeah, I want to put her right next to Sarthena so she can deal with this problem.
Okay. So as quickly as the first blow is swung, she goes to go swing for the second one. Before she's teleported next to next to Sarthena. However, she's still mid punch.
Oh no!
Okay, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Hang on.
Oops.
Oh no!
Me enjoying like the different spreads on a bread, and then there's just fighting going on.
I think Sarthena's AC is high enough. Then again, she's not wearing armor.
Lavender's getting involved now.
DC, like, AC unarmored is 11 plus dex, right?
Depends
10
on
plus
the armor,
dex.
yeah.
Okay. Well, unarmored, yeah.
Technically, 10 plus dex, I think.
Oh, it's 10
Yeah,
plus
10
dex?
plus dex.
Okay.
That's 10 plus dex if it is unarmored.
So in this case, Var barely misses. As
Even if it's natural armor,
Sarthena
it's
just...
like 13
What?
plus
Like,
dex.
there's a sudden just kind of... as Var just disappears from the spot they were in, in this flash of purple arcane smoke before it kind of moves and reforms about like 10 feet away from Gal back over to where Sarthena is at the table. In the middle of with her having her head in her hands, as there's just another like pop back into existence as she can look up. What the hell is so she quickly goes to duck to swing. She's just what?
This guy's fucking mouthfuls like, no, kids. Hey, no fighting.
No fight. Like, yeah, I get up. Run towards Smart. Easy. Please calm down, both of you.
All
We're
right.
supposed to be guests here, and we were attacked.
In my head, for Lavender,
No,
I mean,
no,
like, first rule when it comes to orcs, don't tell them to calm down.
Yeah, at this point you do see a few heads turn like, what the hell? like looking at like what's happening over here.
I'm willing to let this happen. As long as we agree that no matter what happens, no hard feelings.
Kind of spits on the ground.
Can I roll perception on her garb? Yeah, I know I couldn't see it
Investigation,
last time.
I would say.
All right.
Besides,
I'll do it again.
10. Yeah, she doesn't seem to have on her armor. Her like the only thing she seemed to be wearing was like the poncho robe and like the headdress, to kind of cover her face and like, well, of course, with all the totems and effigies around it. Otherwise, like now taking the headdress off, she's still wearing like this pretty basic poncho with looks like almost a cloth or like some sort of linen wrap underneath. What's the name of the not a sashi, like it's the like like the stereotypical like Japanese like cloth wrap thing, like binder thing. Yeah, she kind of has like that type of thing going on underneath the poncho. Otherwise than that, it's just clothes. She's not wearing any armor. She's just going fisticuffs. Like she's ready to rumble.
I was gonna like step away from like the table so we're not breaking anything.
Okay.
Let's protect the food.
All right. So as this as Gal moves to take up a stance, are you going also fisticuffs, or are you pulling out any weapons?
I would have put like my more obvious weapons down
Okay.
Nature, I would like to hold an action, please.
Okay, what are you holding?
I'm holding Vortex 4.
Okay, and what's the trigger?
On the first one.
On the first swing from
I
Var
said
or
is like,
Gal?
I'm fine with
Yep.
doing this as
Okay.
long as like we at the end we have no hard feelings.
I don't think you
Got it.
understand. Chaos reigns.
Just make sure. Just make sure Katharina is nearby. Yes.
Yeah, Seraphina is nearby looking at this like.
Seraphina, is there a fighting pet so that these two won't cause an incident?
Normally we don't have outbursts like this, but this is an open enough area, I suppose, unless it... keep it away from any of the tables or the fire. Oh my god. She has this look of like she has this look on her face like this is not at all how anything is supposed to go as planned. Like... Yeah, she looks... Okay. So in that case, as both Var and Gal square up, I suppose we'll roll initiative to see who goes first. To see who's going to be the one taking the first swing.
Hold on, is...
Ooh. Anyone have a point of inspiration they wish to use to change that?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I wanted to go after
Did
anyways,
we
so
roll
this
for
works.
inspiration this game? Or no?
No, we did not because you guys got fate points.
No, I wanted to go after her anyways, so this works.
Cool.
As
Can I
Var...
ask Nature?
Mm-hmm.
Would I have heard word of this by now?
Considering
The
you're on...
ruckus-
Yeah, considering you're basically at the very edge of camp, kind of like secluded in one of the more
making
forested
sure, making sure.
sections.
That's fine. Making sure.
Okay, yeah, unfortunately no. As entertaining as that may be. And so, as Var rolls, they rolled a...
That one.
Nope, they rolled a 6. Actually. So, I will say the first swing does go off. However, of course,
Hold
they'll
on,
very
but-
quickly be interjected.
Before that happens, actually, I was going to Crystalline Awakening to Kumal. Please do not interfere. I want her to get her ass kicked naturally.
Can I respond?
I mean, you have Crystalline Awakening. You can telepathically speak back as well.
Chaos reigns.
Okay. In that case, in case this does continue further, I will grab the boxing rules. Because this hasn't come up in a while. So, it is very similar to the dueling rules.
While you're explaining that, I need to go help someone real quick. I'll make it as fast as possible.
Okay. Fortunately, I think the other boxer would be nice to know them, the mechanics, but nonetheless.
I can still hear you.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha. Alright, okay. The boxers will take turns making opposing strength versus dex checks. The offensive will do strength, defensive will do dex to dodge. If the person throwing the punch wins, they land a hit. You can sustain a number of hits equal to your con modifier. At that point, you pass out or you tap out or pass out. That is the very, very simple, very quick, fast-paced rules to just keep it quick, keep it snappy. So strength is good for hitting, dex is good for dodging, con is good for taking punches. So I suppose in that case, as Var makes the first swing,
5 feet backwards, please.
No, actually, I'm grabbing at you.
I don't care.
It's verbal and somatic. You have to make movements. So,
I held my action. Fuck you.
I will say, unfortunately, Dasher, you would have probably had to hold your action to looking at Kumal to prevent something like this from happening.
Actually, I'll do one better. I'll put it so she goes right behind him, so they're both facing away from each other.
Okay. I will say that will go off after the swing takes place. So nonetheless, there is still going to be a chance of hitting here. Gal, roll
After that
dex.
happens, I'm grabbing at Kumal and taking him away.
Mm-hmm. Alright, firstly, that is the first strength check is if I can read. That is an 8. Alright, Gal, you have to beat an 8 on your dex. 8 on your dex check once you get back. 14. Yeah, once again, another very just, like, sloppy, aggressive haymaker, just trying to just pummel the side of your heads before you manage to just kind of sidestep, like, backwards, trying to avoid it, like, ugh. And as that swing and a miss goes off, this is going to be another con save. Now, as Kumal's spell goes off, that is a 7. As far goes to swing.
Question.
Yes.
Since they're both gonna be forcefully she's gonna be forcefully teleported, so Gal wouldn't know where she went, and she doesn't know where she started. Could they inadvertently make stealth checks to find out where each other are?
I'll say, admittedly, this isn't an open area. You know, roll an Arcana check to see if you can finagle this bullshit.
I beg you, I will do so.
Also, this is verbal and somatic, so people are watching you just cast
That's
this.
fine. I'm having fun.
As I'm
Does a natural 27 hit?
You know what? Let's have Var and Gal both roll. Actually, for this,
Life is good.
let's have both Gal and Var roll perception checks with disadvantage.
Fuck!
Reality of man!
Bitch! You said disadvantage, I'm like, fuck!
Var.
Duality of man!
Oh, that's with disadvantage.
Life is so good.
As Gal, what's your passive stealth?
My passive stealth would be...
Just 10 plus your stealth mod.
God, what is my stealth? What the fuck is that? 12.
12? She doesn't notice. As there's another swing, just as there's a bit of a cloud of dust mixed with the arcane smoke, as she just manages to reappear 5 feet behind Gal. They're both facing away from each other as they're just...
Nature?
Like,
Thank you, Kumal.
yes.
Nature, if we want to go tonight, if we want to go late tonight, I can. Other game got canceled.
Hey, nice. Okay. So...
Not trying to be deceptive, but Kumal's just gonna go back to eating and pretending like nothing ever fucking happened.
No, I'm dragging you
Yeah, I
away.
believe Dasher is grabbing you.
No,
Unless you
I'm dragging
resist.
you away.
The
No.
fuck?
Wait, you're done.
I will...
You're done.
You had your fun.
Kumal,
So,
I will allow
did.
you to make a singular dex check to see if you can grab the bowl before you're dragged away.
Okay. Thank you. You were kind and generous, DM. A dex check, you said?
Yes.
Eh.
No, man.
2 strikes and she still can't fucking hit me.
You know what? Reroll.
Roll off, roll off.
Roll the same again.
No.
Aww.
No, I just...
Like there's that brief moment where both of you are kind of looking at each other, deadpan, before, like, the moment Kumal's arm moves to grab the bowl, you're just like, nope! And you just grab the back, like, scruff of his neck, of his robes, and just start dragging him.
No, that's just rude.
And as... and
You had
as...
enough chaos.
As as Kumal and Dasher are relieve the nearby vicinity of this fighting match, you do see a few people looking on. A few people look a little confused and concerned, like, what's happening? They do hear a few of the kids and some of the adults kind of looking on, like, yeah, let's see this.
Fuck them up.
Yeah. You also still hear, once again, that same gnome from last time, just the woo! Like, going again in the background. As
Gal's gonna take this time to activate his gathered swarm as shark gloves.
Okay.
That's no fun.
So yeah, as you just kind of mutter a brief incantation, I just
No,
imagine,
it's instantaneous.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, no. I imagine you either like kind of smack your fists together, like smack your hands or your fists together, and the water in the air kind of begins to condense and coagulate into these two aqueous shark mouths on your ends of your fists.
Yeah.
As if
to
people are
imagine
looking
there's-
on like, whoa, hey, what the, like a few groans from a few like voices of like awe coming from the audience.
I'd like to imagine that there are splotches of blood in the water.
A little bit.
Not yet.
I mean, we'll see. And it takes about like a solid like 10 seconds as both of them are kind of looking around like, where the fuck did you go? Where did you? Before Var is the first one to turn, they just like turning around behind, like trying to smack you in the back of the head. I will say this attack then is at advantage because you got a nat 1 trying to see this bitch. So you make the dex check at straight roll. Var is at advantage. 14. Thank God it's an advantage. First one was in that one. And the second one is a 7. She manages to twist backpedal, like turning on her foot to just kind of like start running in your direction. You don't see her as much as you hear her first, as you hear a loud, "Ah!" like coming behind you, before you're just like, oh shit, and just boop, like kind of
Another backhand.
yeah. As she takes another swing, you just hold up your hand and just like there's a loud kind of cracking noise as there's a bit of a spray and splash of water as it makes contact with like the blunt end of the shark head. As she looks, huh?
That's where you are. All right.
All right, Gal. I'll say at this point now you're making. You get to make a strength against her dex. 15. As she rolls a 14, just managed to. You take a few swings with the shark arms, trying to kind of catch her off guard, with a little bit of shock and awe. As she's looking like, what the fuck are those? Before you manage to swing and hit her right in the nose, which manages to sidestep her back as she kind of falls back on her ass a bit, just she's kind of dazed, kind of sitting there for a moment before just kind of trying to breathe and blow the blood out of her nostrils. Just covering.
He's gonna take like a step back with like his left arm in a defensive position and his right arm going, "Come on."
Mm-hmm. And then she just kind of wipes the blood from her nose and just kind of gets up a bit, dazed a bit before going in. Another strength against your attacks. 18. God. Nat 1. She's a little dazed from the first like clocking to the nose, still bleeding profusely, by the way. As she tries to take another kind of dazed swing, just and yeah, she is definitely getting sloppy now.
Can I flavor it as like the Matrix dodge where he like uses his tail to like plant himself and he just leans all the way backwards?
Yeah, like a kangaroo kind of balancing back on their back tail, just sitting up looking at her like, what's up? So you just kind of lean back, very clearly making a show of this, just like, stop playing around, as she is dazing in and out of it. And the next round, the next round of it, you can make an attack with advantage.
You want me to stop playing? All right. Then I'm just gonna launch myself forward with an 18.
And that is, God, fucking hell, that is an 11. You, I imagine you springboard off of your tail to kind of just like deck her in the jaw. Like a freaking Street Fighter move. As there's a loud audible cracking noise. Before she just kind of spins and flops down onto the ground again. Everyone's there's like, ooh, like seeing that one. Before she just like, there's a brief moment where she kind of stops leaning there. puts a hand up, propping her up from the dirt, holds her jawline, kind of cracking it back into place.
I was gonna stick out a hand to like help her up. It's like, we good now?
She, as you hold out her your hand,
The sharks are gone.
yeah, roll a straight charisma. 12.
12.
She grabs your arm, kind of hoisting back up on her feet. Before she then kind of doesn't let go of your arm and kind of grabs to twist a bit before going into swing with the other hand, taking the momentum. As she is going to swing again. No disadvantage, just a straight roll. Dex against her strength. Yep. Alright, this time she rolled a 12.
And my dex?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna headbutt her fist.
Yeah, she goes to clock. No, yeah, she punches you right between the eyes, like right in the forehead. As there's a loud audible dunk as it hits against your forehead, and you just kind of sit there unfazed, like what? As she's just like kind of shaking her hand a bit, like Farron, you can start like kind of grumbling more swears under her breath, something involving like the ass of some like bastard son or whatever the fuck it is. It's a little hard to tell through the slurring.
Damn.
As she is taking her swing and she's like still a bit recoiling it back, kind of shaking her knuckle, looking a bit dazed, looking over at you. You got another swing. Looks like she's on the ropes.
All right, I'm gonna give her the leg sweep.
Okay. All right, strength. Ooh, okay. She might actually be able to hold out against this one. If she didn't roll higher than a fucking 5!
Rip.
Well, actually, no, technically, yeah, no, that's still not enough to make it. Okay, how do you clock out this woman?
So basically using the momentum of like the recoil of her attack, I'm gonna grab hold of her arm like she did with me, kind of like force her one way and the leg sweep with the other.
Ooh. As you kick her, luckily the dirt is somewhat of a cushion, but it's not enough as you hear a dull BAM! Slam down onto the ground. There's a kicking up of a cloud of dust.
And as she falls, I just let her go.
Yep. And she just drops like a sack of potatoes as she just... She kind of leads up a bit, like trying to... before leaning back into the dirt for unconscious. And there's a few just like confused murmurings like hey! Like confused cheering. Seeing as the outsider had just knocked out cold one of the heads of the Circle of New Dawn.
I make sure she's okay.
Roll medicine. Natural 20. You definitely get the feeling that, as much as you did a fucking number on her face, she's probably gonna get a black eye, or at least something going on, with some bruises in the morning. But she's an orc. She's definitely dealt with some hard shit. I feel she'll probably be fine as long as you make sure, you know, like kind of get you get a bit of like a cloth or something to get the blood from her nose so she doesn't choke on it.
Put her in recovery position.
Yeah, there you go. Put her in the recovery position. Like one of the passerby just kind of holds out like a bit of like clump of moss almost for like a napkin. You just grab and just kind of like push up against the nose to make sure to kind of soak up some of the blood.
You got like a bed to put her in or something.
I'll carry her back to her. Serafina just walks up and is like, all right. She picks her up. I'll come back for the headdress. She just carries. A bit strained, but still carries her off. Like as she looks back over to the people eating dinner, and she just mouths, "I'm so sorry." Before, walking off.
Gotta sit back down and eat some food.
Yeah, I don't think you took a single hit during that fight.
No, I didn't.
Alrighty, so.
Just getting her fucking ass beat.
Is Lavender and Farron done with the food so we can bring some food to Nox?
I'll say at this point, if you folks want to finish up your meal. Yeah, I'll say that's when you're kind of wrapping up, unless you're going for any more portions. Setting some of the soup and bread and salad aside on plates for Nox.
Okay.
It's like it's a tent, of course, right?
Yeah, it's more of like a hut, kind of like some kind of a very simple wooden and overgrown shelter.
Farron whistles as like a sign we're coming in. Lavender, what did you bring for your half? Of course, I brought the spread.
I brought the, let's see here. I think I brought the peanut butter wheat bread. What? Or the meat? No, the veggie roll.
All right. So, what was that she was doing here? Meditating, right?
Uh-huh.
Meditating on what?
Yeah.
I think she's trying to figure something out. So let's ask to see how's that going.
All right. We enter. What the hell is Nox doing?
I'll probably say for the sake of this, at about like 20 minutes, we'll probably have to start wrapping things up.
All right. What is Nox doing? What do we see?
I presume still like half meditating,
When
half
you
pondering.
approach, she's literally like, "What does it mean?"
I
Staring
take
at the tree like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, there's like a nice little scenic, there's a bit of a mossy rock acts as somewhat of a cushion, that you get like a nice, sort of just like circular, just kind of camera shot, looking up at the top branches of this grafted tree.
I just want you to picture like Nox on her knees at the foot of the tree, like, "What does it mean?" With a
think she's
5
trying
as she's trying to figure out this fucking puzzle.
I think she's trying to talk to the plants. But she's not a druid.
I take it you haven't been able to figure out anything.
About what? What?
Brought you some food.
Oh, thank you. That's nice. Thank you. What does it mean?
Yeah,
Lavender, what does it mean?
What does what mean?
All of the trees, all of the roots, the mother drum, the corruption. What does it mean?
Wait, why are you talking about the mother? I thought we would decipher that with Kuma and the rest of the party before going on with anything on that.
Aaron, what does it mean?
He kind of like
Nox is
hesitantly
gonna grab
almost-
Farron by the shoulders and like, Farron, what does it mean?
We were gonna decipher all of that.
The soup is
Tell
kind
me your
of
secret!
swishing around a bit.
Oh, soup.
You're
never
gonna
mind.
spill the
Alright.
food.
Just completely derails. Oh, soup. All right, thank you.
Okay, so what I was trying to say, about the mother roots, as he then like thinks about like if he needs to pull out the scroll. I think we need a professional translator in order for us to decipher any more about that. And we're have to wait because he's currently eating.
Where's Kumul?
Eating? We came here to give you food.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. Come on.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'll say it's at this point that
I'm just yelling out in the entire encampment.
yeah, there is the sound of what sounds almost like a sack of potatoes dragging against dirt. As Dasher is dragging Kumal behind him.
Hello.
I wanted them to have a fair fight, and I couldn't have them have a fair fight, could I?
They missed anyway. What does it matter?
There wouldn't be a fight unless we left.
Kumal, what does it mean?
I let Kumal go.
What does what mean? What?
The scroll, the tree, Theron, what does it mean?
Wait, why am I included?
Double rainbow all the way. What does it mean?
Are you saying there's a connection between the mother that bleeds and this tree?
That's what I'm trying to see. That's what I'm trying to discover. Why are the roots so important? It's the roots. Roots everywhere. And then the corruption buried under the roots. And the roots of the mother tree. And the mother drum and the roots of this tree. And Plop said this tree was corrupted. Dasher, what does it mean?
Well, if you give me a few seconds
Have you been
and let me
taking
meditate
something
near the tree, maybe the tree will explain things. As Dasher goes over towards the roots, sits down, and just starts to meditate.
Are you heading towards the roots at the base of like the big tree?
Yes.
I will say that's like all.
speaking
That's like
to
on the
it.
other side of the camp, like away from the dining area.
Just like wait.
Because presumably if you guys are still like around the hut around here, the tree is over here.
Oh. I mean, sure, why not?
No, wait, don't go.
Why?
Tree's a little upset right now. I don't think you should go just yet. Give it time. It'll be able to talk, tell us everything. It is ill right now.
Haven't you been talking to a tree?
But is it strange not to talk to trees? Is this only a thing between me?
I wouldn't say it's strange, but most people don't do it.
I asked if you could. Like, I don't know if it's ill or not. I also don't know if maybe if it was ill, maybe it might point out where its illness may be. That's why I'm asking you, Lavender.
Well, part of it is I don't know truly what the illness is, but the tree, she's very upset right now. That I can understand. That I can understand.
I apologize for the duplicate insight rolls. It refuses to roll one time, so
That's
I have
weird.
to click it more than once, and then it'll turn up.
What are you trying? Who or what are you trying to insight, Nox?
I was trying to insight when she said that she was like, well, is that normal? And I got a nat 1, so it's fucking normal as hell.
What the fuck does that mean? What does it mean?
Lavender, what does it mean?
I presume Nox just starts shaking Lavender.
Nox, I will not hesitate.
shaking everyone.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Do I hear all this yelling as I'm finishing up my food?
Are you heading back to are you heading back to your sleeping?
I would have like finished up my food quickly and then headed back.
Okay.
Nox, you do actually get Lavender. Please stop.
You actually do get a few like kind of knowing looks at you. There are a few that do seem to be kind of like coming like. Not exactly directly coming up to you, like they're almost questioning, like should we come up to this guy? Should we talk to him? As you're kind of moving back towards the table to finish your food.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not like, whereas his normal response is like, like to most people is get the fuck away. He's just like, I mean, if you want, he's just like just a casual.
Yeah. A lot of them seem to be kind of like muttering amongst yourselves, like, "Should we do it?" As you just hear in the back, "Sign my rat pack!"
That's
Sure.
isn't it?
Yeah! So you see the, actually, Gal, you see a very familiar face of the gnome that you fucking saved.
Oh no.
Just sprinting
Oh, no.
his way over with a piece of charcoal in hand.
All right,
He
I
is
remember you.
He is shirtless. Already. He is. He does seem to be wearing a loincloth made of leaves and bits of mushrooms and fungi. Not really sure if you're really meant to be wearing those, but sure. As he's just running in your direction, just yeah.
You're doing all right, mate. After the whole stone incident,
Absolutely.
it's good to hear. Like, I'll sign him, I guess.
All right. Anything special, or you just?
Just a big G.
All right. Yeah, you just sign it, and he just looks down at it for a minute, and just yes. He just runs back into the crowd, and everyone looks on like they're confused, but they also don't look surprised.
Does the group see this?
This is after Gal, sorry, not Gal. This is after Kumal and Dasher, and then now, Farron and Lavender have left. So now it just leaves fucking Mazga, Plurp's by the river.
Mazga can come with us.
Oh, Mazga came with you guys? Okay.
Yeah,
And
we
then you're
can.
like, I'm a fucking celebrity now. Hell yeah.
Mitra, I need you to answer this question.
Mhm.
Is he as shirtless as Dasher's current art? Look at Dasher's art.
Wait, what?
Oh, I think it's I think you can't see it.
I don't have the icons on Wallfly or in Roll20.
I changed it over to the shirtless version.
I see. Presumably yes. But nonetheless,
Do you like take the charcoal after I finished, or do I still have it?
he didn't take it back. He just ran back off into the crowd.
You just really like hold up the charcoal and be like, anyone else?
At that point, you do see like 2 or 3 people at this point, like not the clothes off their backs, but a few people like watching to like sign their clothes or like leaves or like other memorabilia. As like a small line begins to form.
All right.
Above game, did Gal just overthrow one of the members of the Circle of the New Dawn?
Celebrity now.
Okay, so now we have
Holy
Celebrity
shit.
Gal. Nox
Did
is
you
being
just coup
crazy
d'etat?
over the tree.
I don't
Coup.
I don't know if you've necessarily increased your reputation, but you definitely increased your notoriety in the Circle of New Dawn.
I'm a celebrity.
Gal
Nonetheless.
now is 1-star wanted.
All right, and so as Gal is busy with autographs, as this small band of new fans has just encroached. Meanwhile, with the rest of the party,
Nox, could you please calm the fuck down? Nox?
Nox is being
Oh no,
serious.
she's gone condotatic.
He's dead. Bee's head exploded. Oh no. She couldn't handle it.
Quick question, Lavender. So you've spoken to the street once?
Sorry, Dasher, my mouth was full of eating soup.
Ah,
No, I haven't spoken to this particular tree, but I was told about its condition. And she's it looks like she suffers from some loss.
Some loss?
Uh-huh.
A loss of what? if I may ask.
I shake my head. I don't know, but it must have been very important. And I can't understand how she feels. If I were to lose someone that important to me too, for something, I would be very upset.
Okay, you're giving me things like some person.
Lavender, if you could roll for me a. I suppose this would be a history or a arcana.
All right, boop.
18. This whole circumstance around like someone like me getting sick or someone like me, being in like a weakened catatonic state, being very angry, being very, vengeful, straight up based on the name and everything. You get the feeling based off of this that like there's some connection with death and a subsequent returning. Not too akin, not too dissimilar to something like a revenant or some other form of non-necromantic, like vengeful undead or like undead with a unfinished business. In this case, being an explicitly angry one, and this seems, you vaguely recall that this is a somewhat like you're not surprised in the same way you would be otherwise, as if like this is a familiar sensation, as if like this isn't unheard of or uncommon, quote unquote. But there is still that sense of loss and of like that unfortunate kind of dour, not mourning, but that sense of pity, I suppose it would be, possibly. I mean, your emotions are your own, but
Yes, I would certainly pity her, and I can definitely empathize with her too. So I'll simply say this. It's clear that the condition and her loss are likely related. But until she's ready to speak, I can't tell you the exact circumstances of why. We'll need to give her time and space.
So we have to wait for I would say we have to wait for the answer.
We would have yes, we would have to come back later or wait until Porpaz has done their diagnosis.
Speaking of us having to deliver ourselves, us and Plorp to them, do you think one of us can convince them to help us with our next endeavor? Till the opportunity rises for them to need our help with this tree?
To be honest, I don't really know if they would. But it's certainly worth a shot.
Sorry. Is there anything the rest of the party is doing in the meantime as this conversation continues?
So I'm trying to see if I can talk to them about going to the forest.
Dasher is taking off his shirt.
Do I have groupies now?
For now. But yes, Raleigh, you were saying.
Dasher is taking off his shirt and he is going to bed.
Okay.
He's going to light a fire in the charcoal pit. He's going to make sure all the flaps are open. That should be. And he's going to go down and rest.
Okay. Is there anything the rest of the party... Oh?
Do you want to... Okay. I also know that, Nas, you want to understand the scroll. And since... since you're what you've seen it before, that it was a bastardization to natural order in a sense.
I want to understand how the scroll. I feel like I can't help but feel like it's important in this specific case. And I
Do we
need
look
to
over
know.
it now?
No, can you read it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Then pulls out the scroll.
Okay. All right. So in that case, as with the help of Kumal translating and others' knowledge of Orcish, kind of going through some of the depictions and designs, I would allow one of your group to roll for me an investigation check for research. If any of you have proficiency,
with advantage, considering we are assisting.
Typhoon has proficiency in investigation, so she can help.
Yeah, Typhoon will probably also be looking over at this as well.
I will slap Kumal with guidance.
Okay.
Wait, hold up. Actually, let me check to make sure that she does. Just so I'm not
I believe
incorrect.
Typhoon does. That does sound
She
accurate.
does. She does.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure, so I'm not like wrong.
Yeah, Typhoon's also like out of my way of like kind of looking through like, all right, let me
Out
also
of
take
my
a look at
way,
this.
losers.
All right, I have looked over more than plenty scrolls in my years of existence. I think I know what to look for.
First things first. What language is it?
Mostly Orcish, though presumed based on the deductive reasoning and what people have said before. I presume it's Abyssal.
Deep speech.
All right. Well, we're gonna do
Underdark.
this versus ritual.
Comprehend languages. You grow to read over the messages and the knowledge within upon the in the excerpts and the scripts along the edges of the page. It's less of a free form, like like full proper step. Like here's how you do
I'm
X, Y, and
also
Z.
casting Enhance Ability with Fox's Cunning on Kumal.
Okay.
He now has advantage on this check.
Oh yeah, this doesn't specify like skill checks or ability checks. It's just
Yep. All checks.
all encompassing. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So in that case, okay. I will clarify because Typhoon is helping with this. Kumal already has advantage anyways on this check. So if you want to keep the spell, it's fine.
If that is the case, then I will not use the spell.
Okay. All right. So in that case, unfortunately, you don't. The script, looking at it, does seem very similar. Like the combination of the Orcish and the other tongue intermittently between, does seem very reminiscent of that which was on the drum. And that very similar, like kind of half ritualistic, sort of script. Unfortunately, it's not very intuitive of like a step-by-step process of like, here's how you do X, Y, and Z. It's a little bit. Some of it is in messages in text. Some of it is based on the sort of artistic depiction that is as part of the script. As part of this scroll and document. But nonetheless, if you would like to roll an investigation check with advantage.
And guidance.
And guidance.
I'd be happy to.
24.
28.
Or 28? Yeah, sorry, with advantage. It is definitely a process. As you... It a lot of it is less about... strictly reading it like head on, and more so about like kind of like looking at the motions as they're depicted in the pictures, along with some of the sort of, it's almost detailed like a little bit as a like not a folk tale, but a similar kind of structure. And the more and more that you're looking at this, there's a bit of an epiphany, as mentioned before, of like, okay, I mean, obviously, yes, this is weird and dark and fucked up. Considering the ritual on its own is talking about the consumption of the flesh of a creature, quote, blessed by Mother's roots, and looking at the depiction of the creature within seems to be either some form of corrupted beast or an aberration of some kind that they are sacrificing and offering on this table, on this altar, before consuming portions of the flesh themselves. And as part of that, and with a few other ritualistic pieces, allows for the transformation and the sort of rite of passage from a shaman into a blood drummer, a similar position to the guy that you guys brutally kept keep away and murder with.
Yay.
Looking at. However, the longer that you're looking at this, and also with the help of Lavender being nearby and Farron's knowledge of various rituals, including druidic ones, dabbling here and there, it starts to kind of become clear that, as mentioned before, this is a twisted form of druidism. This is a twisted form of some form of druidic rite or some form of druidic ritual, and kind of assessing it and like, okay, which of these are the twisted version and what would the regular rite look like. It takes a bit before you can actually assess out the steps and the understanding of the rite in itself. The rite of which, the uncorrupted version, follows as such. The rite of nature's communion.
Are we learning an incantation?
It is a rite, yes.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Alright. Do you want me to read this off for the group? Or I suppose I'll read it off. While magic flows through blood and soul, the soul then flows through the blood of the world and stars. Ley lines carry spirits along their currents to the realm of final rest until their birth begins anew. Some spirits may dream while they rest, and one may be sent to dream with purpose until their rebirth comes. Step 1. All things live, but all things must die. This one must die with purpose. A sacrifice is required as part of this ritual. Step 2. An altar must be prepared for this offering to the powers beyond. Prepare the altar as so it would satisfy them, and speak their name in the messenger's ear. Lore is required as part of this ritual. Step 3. The messenger's soul will ascend into the veil, but the body shall remain. Anoint it and feast upon it, but leave the best for the wilds to keep. Magical ingredient is required as part of this ritual. And step 4. What message shall the spirit be given as they pass through the cycle once more? Where will it go, and what will it do? An arcanum is required as part of this rite.
Interesting.
I wasn't here for the last minute or so. My computer decided to kind of cut out for a second. Sorry.
It should be it should be in the documents and research section under rights.
Yeah, under rights, the rights of nature's communion.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I will say for the sake of this, this is technically a new mechanic that has not been introduced to the party yet. This is a rite, which for all intents and purposes is a looser form, but also a much more risky form of magic. However, it is also one that is capable of performing much more powerful things, and such things that normal spells may not allow possible. However, typically, an arcanum basically being the quote result or the end recipe of a rite in order to perform the miracle or whatever powerful magic you are trying to do. However, should one like to experiment, that is their prerogative. Otherwise, you have found what is the equivalent of a recipe or a rite to perform a powerful magical deed or a powerful magical action of some form.
Okay.
So we found a way to kill vengeance.
So
And so, as that realization occurs and the cards begin to fall into place, and the details and the description of this rite almost follows through in everyone's minds, I'm afraid that's where we're going to have to end the session for tonight.
all right.
Yeah, we'll probably end up picking up next time with having any brief last minute night adventures before going to sleep, and then we'll probably pop up in the morning. Unless people
I previously said last session I was going to dream.
Yeah, that would be covered under the late night stuff.
Okay.
But nonetheless, until then, I suppose we'll have to see what happens next time on Legends of Nordareth: Striking Cold Iron. Normally I would chill to say all of the various opportunities in which you can find myself as well as all these glorious friends here. But it looks like Ryle already beat me. Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like Ryle already beat me to the punch, and fuck you. I will still describe. I will still describe that the link to the Discord is in the About section of the Twitch channel below. And the YouTube channel also includes highlights along with the VODs, which go up periodically. You can follow me on Twitter. Unfortunately, I'm not currently super active on there because I am busy with Shiznich. Very, very stuffing things. But nonetheless.
However, if you do wish to support Monoma and join his war against his holy crusade against the Keep,
join the fight against the K-pop
the opinions of Monoma and his entourage do not reflect on the opinions of Nature Claws and the channel at large.
They've had it for too good, for too long.
That being said, even though I said it was holy, I did not say it was the correct kind of holy.
Oof.
I mean, we do enjoy our Swiss cheese on the in the forest.
I hope everyone enjoyed the session. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their week. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening or whatever time zone they are currently in. And let's see who we're gonna raid.
I think Blue is streaming.
Blue is indeed streaming. They are currently playing some Xenoblade Chronicles.
Let me get to Twitch.
What was that?
Let me get to Twitch.
I mean, I think we should raid Blue.
We could.
Yeah, none of my Works of Mischief are streaming right now.
Oh yeah, we never actually did end up raiding those guys, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go do that.
Now I wonder if Gal's heart was sacrificed for power due to a ritual.
I mean, it's theoretically plausible. Also, what's our raid message gonna be?
You realize you're only raiding with me, right?
I know, but it's the...
I'm there.
Be courteous. It's a thought that counts.
I'm already there.
Fighting pit, fighting pit, fighting pit.
What does it mean?
Oh yeah. What does it mean?
But what does it mean?
There we go. all caps, yes. Perfect.
Do
Alright,
not do
so...
caps, they have a Nightbot.
Oh, they do have a Nightbot? Okay. There we go. If that one doesn't work, we'll use this one. And so, in that case, as a final reminder to please go and show the content creators you enjoy the love and support they deserve, because honestly, even a singular dollar going their way can mean, like, hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube and other such places. But nonetheless, I hope everyone has a... Fuck, I already said all the things! Go show Mercs of Mischief love and support. They're good people. They also do D&D. They're nice. Fuck you.
How about we not do that on stream?
Rather not do that ever, but it was more talking
Nature,
metaphorically.
what the fuck? Are you trying to get Are you trying to get Mono and yourself banned on
fucking...
Twitch?
Yeah, we don't want to get banned for a week.
Listen here, you son of a bitch! I'll let
There's
you know I
already a lot
graduated
of
top of my class in the Navy SEALs!